But all right, let's start it.
All right.
Figure it out as we go.
All right.
Cheers, dude.
Cheers.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, I'm excited.
This is whiskey. Like I said, the first one that I've done with the bar actually being open and open. Like the bar is open, which is dope. Most of these were done when the bar was closed. Now the bar is open and there's people in. And we're doing it while the bar is actually open.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun. Some background sound, some background noise.
Kind of the fun times about being this business.
Absolutely. Everything changes every single day. So I don't think about these beforehand, which is kind of the magic and fun of it.
Okay.
It goes one way, it goes another way. But there's a couple things I wanted to run past you.
Sure, absolutely.
You're from North Dakota.
Originally, yes.
Okay.
Don't you know, you betcha. Hey.
When did you come? I don't even know when you came out to California.
I was 8.
Okay.
And my dad wanted to come out here, and it was a California dream. Since then, he's moved back and was pretty much like, fuck California.
Not so dreamy?
Not so dreamy. My mom's still here. She actually lives next door to me.
Yeah, I met your mom.
So, yeah, I was 8 years old when we moved out here. But
Okay.
been back there at least once a year
Meat
my
smuggling.
whole life. Meat smuggling. Yes, I do the meat smuggling. But even growing up, we were back there for hunting season.
Right.
And so...
I don't know. I was just talking to... Nizam. You know Nizam and
Yeah.
Ashley? So he was asking me if, like, I know any butcher shops or anywhere where we can get, like, good fresh meat. Mm-hmm. And the answer was no. But I asked him if he'd ever gotten on the meat train. And so we had this big, long conversation. I was like, yeah, they've got a cattle farm, and they go and they get fresh meat, and they smuggle it across the border. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's actually whatever it is.
It's not technically smuggling because it's not produce.
Okay.
But my family farm back there, they farm 30,000 acres. And it's cattle, and it's soybeans, and corn, and sunflowers for the oil. And every year I buy a third of a cow or half a cow. Or and it feeds
That's all it is? That you...
No, I also bring those, the big loins, the rib, they're prime rib loins that we cut into ribeye steaks. That's what I've been smuggling. But
okay. I thought that whole thing was a third of a cow, and I was like, I don't understand how cows are so big.
No, we just buy those loins. Like, my family sells their cattle to certain processing plants because it's got to be premium beef for this Idaho place. And then we just buy the loins back. Oh. And then I smuggle them to California.
Meat smuggler, dude.
Meat smuggler.
It's the fucking best meat ever. It's so good. I signed up for a butcher box. Have you heard of that?
I have not.
So Jennifer and I, living up by Barcast, we've tried like a couple different meal delivery programs, like HelloFresh and I don't know something. But it's like they send you a box of like here's 2 carrots and here's 2 sticks of celery. Here's a chicken cutlet and something. They'll give you a couple recipes.
Oh.
And it's like X amount of prepared meals. And it was like I don't really know how to cook. She's better than I am, but it's a nice way to like learn new stuff.
Sure.
And then also it gets shipped to us. So we tried those, and the one wound up being more expensive than we wanted to pay for, so we got a cheaper one. And then we found out pretty quickly it's like, well, you can't eat the beef. The steaks weren't bad. The ground beef was terrible. The pork was unedible. So it was like we only were getting chicken and vegetable dishes. And we blew through all the recipes in like a month.
Oh.
It's like once a week delivery. So then we're like, well, we like this idea of food being brought to us, but we want to do something else. We got butcher boxes like only meat, but it's really good meat. It's all grass-fed. It's all cage-free chickens, and they do chicken, beef, and pork, and then some salmon. But it's like wild-caught Alaskan salmon. So it's like it's good meat, and then they freeze it, and then dry ice it, and then ship it to your house.
Where does it come from?
The mail.
Well, the mail, but like the cows from North Dakota, like I know they are grass-fed, corn-finished. I know. I could show you the picture of the cow that I bought a third of last year. My cousin was like, which one do you want? And I'm like, which one's going to taste the best? And she's like...
That's amazing.
Yeah. She's like, well...
You need cow 37.
Yeah, right.
That's a keeper.
Right.
So I don't know where the meat comes from. I just know that it's decent quality meat. And, like, I've quickly become a meat snob. Like, the reason I tried to get into hunting was to get into better, more sustainable meat.
Sure.
Turns out it's really fucking difficult. And so it'll be a long-term path before I can...
If you ever want to come back hunting in North Dakota, they
100%.
are huge for whitetail deer, mule deer, and pheasants.
Yeah,
and it's so fresh. It's so good.
I don't work till Friday, so...
Well, like,
Just
it's a 23-hour drive.
Yeah.
I don't work till Friday either.
Jesus. That's a good point. Let's get out of here.
If you drive straight through, it's 23 hours. I used to do that when I was younger. Now I get about halfway, which is kind of Jackpot, Nevada, which is a nice little spot because they have a casino there.
Okay.
And It's a perfect little.
And your Lady Luck.
Oh, he is. And so I taught both of them when they were little the dice game 1-4-24.
Sure.
Which is a really good counting game. It's a dumb luck game, really, but there is a little strategy to it.
Yeah, that's how I look at it.
He taught his 3rd grade class how to play it.
That is amazing.
The teacher said, hey, if anybody has any card games or dice games for counting, let me know.
Huh.
So that day I pick up my son from school, and every day it's like, hey, how was school? And he goes, good. I'm like, well, what'd you do?
Thank you.
Stuff. I'm like, no, really?
Right.
Like, what? He's like,
Sounds
I
like a
played
kid.
kickball. I'm like, okay, kickball, but like, what did you learn? Like, it's boys are way different than girls.
Fair.
Just, I have a son and a daughter.
That's exactly what I used to say every single day after school. How was school? Good. What'd you do? Learn stuff.
Yeah, stuff. But then when I ask him, he's like, I played kickball, and Drake pushed me. I'm like, but like really, like, did you learn about the Incans? Did you
Right.
like, how's your planet project going? Oh, it's going. So I picked him up that day, and I said, how was school? Good. So what'd you do? He goes, well, the teacher let me teach the class 1-4-24. And I went pale white going, oh my gosh, because this is not a game that you can like buy at Target next to Phase 10 and Uno.
Right.
This is strictly a bar game.
Right.
Don't know where it originated from. Dumb luck. I'm like, you taught? I'm waiting for a phone call from the principal of you taught your kid a bar game. I'm like,
It's a dice game.
it is a dice game, but it is strictly a bar game.
Not anymore.
Well, not anymore.
Now it's a school game.
No, because that was a school game. But the funny thing about that was, like, all of the teachers and the principals would come down here on Friday afternoons after school and have cocktails. So it was a different relationship because I knew all the teachers, knew the principal, but they'd come down here. I'm like, do I still address you as Miss Moore?
Right.
Or are you now Christina? And she's like, I am Christina.
That's
Now.
awesome.
So it was like,
And then they knew how to play dice.
yeah.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
I forgot when we started doing like the after school thing. Like we got a bunch of teachers coming in here.
Well, they need drinks more than anybody, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's crazy.
they kind of have the same job that we do.
Except way worse.
Well, if you look at it this way, we just have a whole bunch of grown toddlers.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
really, it's not toddlers, but kids. It's
Right.
stay in your seat. No, you can't have any more. Please quit yelling at him. Make sure nobody hurts themselves, hurts each other, and pees their pants. That's pretty much
That's fair.
kind of the same job. So they definitely, I give it out to every teacher, especially now with this COVID stuff, of how hard they're working to make things great, and that we're very fortunate to even be in Benicia with this.
Yeah.
There's so many schools struggling, and Benicia's got it down, man.
Do they?
Oh yeah,
That's good.
My kids are both in middle school, and they're on Zoom meetings 4 periods a day, and I don't have to do anything. And Benicia's got it down. Very
That's
fortunate
good.
to be here.
Yeah,
in this
that's
town.
really good. Yeah, it's a nice town for all that. And like the elementary school I went to, Mills.
Oh, they're not there anymore
It's been gone for a long time.
for a long time.
Yeah, that was the downtown school. But like it's a nice town to grow up in, and you can walk around, you can walk home. I remember walking home from middle school and then getting home after sunset, like consistently.
Yeah.
Like that's an hour and a half walk.
And you always live down.
I went from East H as a little guy, and then I think it was around 6. We moved in with my grandpa on Wingfield Way, which is right before 2nd Street.
Oh, okay.
A
Oh,
little
yeah.
turnoff.
Gotcha.
And we lived there for 10 or 12 years, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, from one part of downtown to a quarter mile down to the other part of downtown.
Right.
But it was like, walk home from
But
middle
that's still
school.
a huge walk from the middle school.
It's like 1.5 miles or something, 2 miles,
Sure.
which is like if you take your time, 2 hours.
But you were making it a
6,
4 hour, 6 hour trip.
5, 6, 8 o'clock. Like, where have you been? I was walking. Can you leave me alone yet? Middle school is so horrible. That's tough.
Well, I'm very fortunate that both my kids still like me. They're 11 and
good.
12. As of right now, they both still like me. I know it's not going to be like that for
Yeah.
much longer, but I give it out to all the teachers, even the whole world, that this is such a weird thing that's going on.
Yeah. Well, middle school is already so weird. Like, you have
Yes.
these literal physical changes,
Yes.
these, like, chemical hormonal changes, and then you're thrown in the arena with all these other people from all these different places, and it's clicks and status and
So I feel like them homeschooling right now, because I do have a 12-year-old daughter, is good.
Sure.
Because there is not the crummy little girls being cliquey, like you just said.
Right.
Or the hormonal 8th graders that are still at that school.
Right.
Like, she's not exposed to that. So is it a good thing, or is this going to hit harder later?
I think when you hit I don't know, between 12 and 13 to 25, you should just be sent off to a fucking leper colony. Like, these are the dark years of your life.
Just to go here.
Once you hit puberty, everyone is horrible with the occasional exception. Everyone's a bad person.
Right.
Go away.
Somebody has an ulterior motive.
Yeah,
Always.
for something. Like, the fights I used to get in for nothing. Like, when I was a kid, like, when people called me Matthew, it was the end of the world.
Oh, really?
Nobody calls me Matthew. I hate it. I despise it. I, to this day, don't know why. And I remember looking back, and I would get in, like, actual fights, like, because of it, on a consistent basis. Like,
Like
no,
fist fights.
you call me Matt. Well, I'm going to call you Matthew. Okay, well, now I have to injure you physically. Like, that was the rule of the road.
Funny.
Just absolute silliness. And what is it? You're just a double dose of testosterone at 13. I weigh 11 pounds. I'm just fueled with rage and anger. Like, I go, I hate my parents. They're good people. They fed me every day.
Right.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. It literally doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And, I think I'm on the more extreme end. So I particularly hated myself throughout middle school. I got slightly better through high school, but I was still a terrible person. And it's like by 25, I pulled my own head out of my own butt. So for me, 13 to 25, go live on a crappy Lord of the Flies island, come back when you're human beings, and then reintegrate into society.
And then we'll figure this one out.
Yeah.
But you need those interactions to be who you are. The
problem is every single person that I met, like, especially being back in town and working here, like Colin, for instance. Colin is the dude that was on the podcast.
Yeah.
Super rad, super awesome
Sure.
guy. We reconnected from the bar, which is great.
So you knew him prior to this?
We knew of each other, but we never actually spent time together.
Okay.
Or very, very little.
I
like
just
in
first met
passing.
him the other day.
I played
and it seemed
D&D.
nice.
He played D&D. Sometimes we would talk about it in passing through school. Like, I knew him for sure, but we didn't, like, hang out on a consistent basis, and we got to, reconnect through the bar. But the thing that sucks for me is, like, when I see someone like that, and then I catch up with them, like, oh, you're a nice, cool, fun person.
Yeah.
I want to get to know you better. My first reaction is, like, I hope you don't remember me from high school, because I was a horrible person. Terrible. I just met I forget his name, but I think his name was Kyle. He just brought in a friend the other night.
Okay.
And he goes, hey, I'm Kyle so-and-so. We went to school together. And I was like, I hope you don't remember me. I don't remember you. I hope you don't remember me. Because I was
a dick.
so bad, dude. Oh. So bad. And
I wouldn't have ever thought that about you.
yeah, it's just wild and untamed. And I only learn lessons the hard way. So it's like, you shouldn't do that. And then I would do that 5 times.
And then go, this isn't working for
just
me.
a fucking butthead, man. So it's, yeah. But anyways,
and
13 to 25. Go to a fucking island. Come back when you're a decent person.
Yeah, but then you still have those little life lessons of, you got to lie to your parents a little bit. And I've told my kids, I'm like, here's the one thing. I'll have your back 110%. Just don't lie to me. You could be wrong. Just like Bruce says to us every day.
Right.
You could be wrong. I will have your back, but don't lie to me.
Right.
And I know they're going to go through these things, and
Sure.
it's just part of.
That's horrifying.
It is it's horrifying as a parent. But back when I was in middle school, I fucking knew it all.
Duh.
I lied to my parents. But I really still this day think that my parents did. Like, I lied good enough that they didn't know what I was doing, but I had a curfew.
They knew.
As long as they're home by 10 p.m. and 9:59, I'd be squealing my car in that driveway, because if I wasn't there, I lost my truck. And I was the only one of my friends that could drive.
That's a big deal.
A huge deal. Because of course we were screwing around doing
Yeah,
things, but
duh.
I think my mom actually dropped me off at a few parties that we were doing movie night.
Right.
So she's probably going to hear this and
Right.
know now and look back and go, I knew it.
You're in the
Or
clear.
Either I knew it, or I'm like, now that I'm older, she can't tell me what to do anymore. Kind of.
I'll tell you less of what to do.
Because she does live next door to me. That's still kind of she's like, cut your bush. I'm like, I don't want to. She's like, oh, we have to replace the fence. I'm like, okay, Mom.
Right.
Damn bush.
Oh, man.
But no, this is I remember the first time that I met you, and I've learned so much about you through the podcast, which is so great, because you really never opened up so much.
Yep.
And I read somewhere that most bartenders are Aries, and you're an Aries.
Oh, God.
I'm an Aries. Veronica's an Aries, because it's kind of a personality thing.
Okay.
You have strong personalities, so you're much easier to boss people around. Not boss them around, but
Right. You have to be assertive.
be assertive.
For sure.
Yeah, and take control of the situation
Right.
in a whim. And I'm not putting anything bad on any other zodiac signs, but I've learned over the years, and I've done my own research on zodiac signs. I have my own opinion about that.
Sure.
But some people are more passive, some are more aggressive.
Right.
Aries are more aggressive.
Huh.
But I remember the first day that I met you, it was you came in and you didn't need any training. You just need to learn our systems. You knew how to bartend and you had all that, but you came from corporate world.
Right.
Versus
Which is a different world.
I don't think I could do this job in any other bar in any other city. I don't want to be a drink slinger.
Right.
I couldn't. Too social, too much, and this bar being as social and local as it is, you get to know everyone.
Right.
But the first day you came in, I remember you were ringing up drinks and putting bucket glasses with receipts in them in front of every single person at the bar. I'm like, Matt, we don't have to do that. And you're like, well, I just want them to know where they're at on their tab.
Right.
I'm like, if they have cash sitting in front of them, just keep taking the cash until they're out of cash, and then they're out the door. We don't run we run tabs, but pretty much everybody is pay as I go, especially daytime.
Sure.
But you were putting little receipts in front of everyone, and I'm like, hey, Alan, and he's never changes. It's a beer and a shot.
Right.
But you put a ticket in front of him. He's like, I don't even know where I'm at. Just but doing this, and you were like, this is so weird for me.
I did not get it.
You were like, this is so weird. I'm like, you're going to see the same people every day. It's a very local blue-collar bar.
Right.
Don't worry about it. You're going to have fun. It's going to be great. But you're like, this is not how I do things.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And I think it was 3/4 of the way through that shift, you finally were like, I don't understand it, but I'm just going to do it your way. And I'm like, okay, or you can just make it work for yourself. It's up to you, however you want to do it.
Right.
But
that was tough for me because the way my brain works is it's very structured, very rigid. And so, like, here's a line, don't cross it. Okay. That's okay with me. I'll go up to the line and won't cross the line. That's how my brain has always operated. I like lists. I like, this is what you have to do. These are the steps.
It's an Aries thing.
Huh.
It totally is.
Huh.
We like structure. We like it our way. We're going to push the limits all the way to the end.
I'm apprehensive to agree to that. I'm not saying you're wrong, but anyways. So, to come from mega corporate world, which I was exactly that. I was, drink factory is a term that I use, but drink slinger is the same thing.
Sure.
Like 60 tables, we did, $30,000 to $50,000 a night, and you've got one guy in the well and then another one or two people running the bar, and it was like, I like to be on the well. I want to make a ticket with 6 completely different drinks, and I want to be 7 tickets after that, and I want to whip them out as quick as possible. Yep. Beers and this, and timing that, and this, that, and the other thing, and I came from that to here, and it was like going from the Matrix to the Wild West. It was like
that's a good way to put it. Actually.
Everything is hyper structured to the point of absolute madness at the place that I came from. Like, they would count every ounce of beer poured.
Oh, jeez.
But their beer pouring system was horrible. So when you tapped a keg, you would have to pour like 5-6 pitchers of foam.
Out. Oh.
Right, because it wouldn't pour beer.
Sure.
But you had to fill up the pitchers with foam and then ring in those pitchers, because at the end of the week, they would go, you're 3 ounces short on Bud Light and you're 3 ounces over on Coors Light, and we think you're stealing.
By ounces?
Ounces of
that
beer
is
poured
crazy.
with 15 beers on tap and 60 table, like madness, absolute madness.
I could never. I can't even
Bananas.
I can't even wrap my brain around working somewhere that was like that.
And the beautiful thing is now I shoot myself in the face before I went back. But that's where I came from, and that kind of clicked with my mind.
Yeah.
And I think I did like 3 years there, and I have less than 5 names of people that came in and sat at the bar that I could give you.
Oh, really? See, that's the best thing about being in the bar industry is nobody comes to a bar to get drunk. I'm not saying nobody.
Sure.
99% of people don't come to a bar to get drunk. They come for socialization, the jukebox, the pool table, or even having a familiar face behind the bar. And I know it's absolutely different for me being a female bartending and you being a male bartending.
Right.
I do get single women that will walk in here because they know that I'm here.
Right.
All they want is a familiar face and go, hey, I feel comfortable. Like, no matter what, Lindsay's going to make sure nothing happens to me. Same thing with you. Familiar faces, whatever. But you get to learn everyone, and that's the best thing about this town is that everyone has their own stories, and it becomes a family. And I'll tell you, there's not one moment that if I were leaving work and I had a tire blowout on the side of the highway, there is not less than a dozen people that I could call at that moment that could change my tire, get me a new one within half an hour, tow my truck. I'm like, that is what's so great about it. Everyone here. But again, nobody comes in just to get junky. They come in for something. Maybe
Speaking
it's
of
just
getting drunky.
Invite you guys around?
Yeah.
Well, sure.
That'd be awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks
Oh,
for
that's
that.
a spirit. What a gal. Tina making a cameo appearance.
I love her.
She's awesome.
She's a great girl.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. And that, like, short story long, coming from the robotic world of corporate and that syncing so well with my mentality, and then coming here was like, my brain has exploded every month I've been here fucking 5 years.
Has it been that long?
It's been 5 years, dude.
Right on.
And why 5 years, realistically 4, because I started like Fridays from 4 to 8.
Sure.
And then I got Fridays 4 to 8, and then Sunday mornings for like a year.
I forgot that you did those Sunday mornings. Because when I decided I couldn't do nights anymore because I'm old.
You're smart.
I'm old and the millennials suck. I'm sorry if you're a millennial, but
it's only like 50% of the listeners.
the sassiness,
Bunch of nerds.
the sassiness of, like, I don't know, maybe my tolerance level went down.
Sure.
And then all of I've been here for almost 19 years. But my nighttimes people, when I first started, are now my daytime people.
Right.
So I just got tired of night.
Yeah, I get it.
And I'm like, you're sassy, you're sassy, you're sassy. Anybody comes in during the day and they're like, do you need my credit card? I'm like, are you going to run out on me?
Right.
They're like, no. I'm like, and I have your phone number and I know where you live. So
I know where you work. I know your family.
I do, and that's the best thing is that you do get to meet all these people. And sometimes somebody just comes in and they just want to, how was your day?
Right.
They don't want to come, no customer wants to come in and hear the bartender bitch about themselves and
Sure.
what's going on there. But I couldn't do this job anywhere else. I've celebrity bartended in North Dakota a couple times, but it's because I came from a town of 1,500 people and they know
Right.
my family. But when I celebrity bartend back there, then I get to bring like the Washington apples and things that aren't even. Like, oh no, their minds are blown. It's like
Kamikaze.
Flaming lemon drops? What? Can I find that? But one time, I'm like, is there lemons in here? They're like, we don't do lemons. I'm like,
Huh.
but the kitchen might have them. I'm like, well, give me a lemon. Let me show you something. But yeah, no,
That's the magic of this place it's when I showed up I didn't fit in, and I'm still the oddball out, and I've been here a long time, and I wouldn't
say you're the odd ball out, but I will say this, that since COVID sucks and all that,
Right.
but initially you were like slinging drinks, and I think maybe for you started opening up more when you started
Right.
talking more to people. I think Sunday nights kind of not fixed you, but made you more.
Right. That was an eye-opener.
Because Friday, Saturday, you
have to be factory.
Yeah, factory. But Sunday, when you actually get to like hang
Yeah.
out with people, like there are amazing people in this town,
Yeah.
and there's assholes, but
Some. But it's so few.
It is.
The asshole to good person ratio is,
And you really don't
150
have
to 1.
This bar you can't have thick skin in. But if you're an asshole in this bar, you're not going to last long just because
Right.
you're going to just get the cold shoulder. It's not aggressive, but you're just going to get the cold shoulder from so many people that you're going to feel uncomfortable enough that you just don't want to come back.
What's up, Al?
Oh, I just wanted to come listen for a minute. Am I in?
Yeah. Well, sure.
You're in now.
Yeah.
I just wanted to come and hear what you guys are saying.
Well, we were just talking kind of about some of the regulars, and a lot of the regulars.
I gotta go because I'm not.
No.
I just met you.
Oh, so by the way, Alan, he has his little idiosyncrasies. You have to give him 2 coasters of the same size that he can line up side by side.
Sure.
Otherwise, he gets grumpy.
But it's awesome, and it has been a very long, continuous, hard lesson for me to learn. And I think in the last year, I've gotten better. In the last 6 months, I've gotten twice as good. In the last 3 months, I've gotten twice as good.
I think you're more social now.
Yeah. Well, part of it is upbringing, and part of it is, personal things. But never express emotion. Never tell anybody about your personal self. Don't make connections. That was my whole fucking life, and it was
in a bubble.
slowly starting to, tear down those walls. And this place has been a huge part of that. And the podcast is exactly that.
I've seen that. I've learned more about you, but yeah, for sure, just talking to people about things.
Coming to the
it's
realization that I have so many incredible people in my life that
Yep.
realistically should never be in my life and don't belong in my life.
No, and like you, every podcast you've done, I would not have met you if it weren't for
Never.
this place. I knew you in high school. Hopefully, you didn't know me, but
Right.
this brought us together.
Yeah, this is the place. And you've been here, 19 years?
It'll be 19 years in December. And here's the thing, I never thought that this was kind of going to be a career thing for me. I went to college in Oregon. moved back down here, worked at a Fortune 500 company in Richmond, wanted to take on a second job because I wanted to buy a home. That was my plan. Bought my home a year later. I was 23 when I bought my home.
Jesus.
But I did all this, but I had more fun, made more money, and didn't hate going to work every morning, being here. And I was like, you know what, I can do this a couple days. I worked 4 days a week, but which is a lot. Because sometimes after day 4 of hearing the same story from the same guy, you want to...
It's mentally draining.
You want to stab yourself in the head with the lime knife.
What's a lime knife?
Yes.
It burns.
The dull one that we have back there. But no, it's... had more fun, did this, and then this also gave me the opportunity to raise my kids day to day.
Right.
I can drop them off at school, pick them up from school, be home at the end of the day. Cheers, Christina.
All right, cheers, Tina.
Thank you. Love you.
What are you drinking? Well, you just... Hey, what's going on here? Forget about me?
No, sorry.
Hi, Matt.
I'm Matt.
Remember me?
Too many chords.
Beautiful. Thank you, dude.
Yes, thank you. No, I'm good. Thank you.
Are you sure?
I barely even touched that. We've been
All right, fair enough.
chatting.
But yeah, this place is absolutely magical in and of itself, which is your story. And this place is magical in and of itself, and then I got to join it, and it's so different than me and everything, every neuron my brain has ever fired. And it's been wonderful to, like, come in and learn and very, very slowly, like, adapt. And, like, this is an environment that I love and enjoy.
Yep.
But it's like, it's a 180-degree turn from everything that I understand.
It doesn't feel like a job.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Things need to make sense for me, and this place doesn't make sense.
So because I started here younger, and my dad was also a patron of this place before I worked here, so I knew a bunch of people prior to working here. I was the original bar hopper. When I was in high school, my dad used to come down here, and he'd call and go, hey, will you take my truck home? And there was a taxi in town. So I'd come down, I'd take his pickup, drive it home, but then people go, well, can you drive mine home too? Here's $10. I'm like, $10 when I'm in high school and my pickup's getting 6 miles to the gallon? I have an old truck. I'm like, $10 that is Taco Bell, and that's 4 gallons of gas, right? So I was driving cars home, and I had my buddy follow me in my own car. So we'd drop off their car, we'd drop off the truck, I would drive their car, and my buddy Luke would follow me in my truck, bring me back. I'd bring their keys back to them, go, your car's at home safe, and we'd do, 3-4 cars a day, but that's
a hustle.
It was a hustle,
yeah.
But hell, we got Taco Bell, and I could put gas in my truck so we could cruise Main Street. So I knew a lot of the people before I actually started working here because of my dad, and he's since moved back to North Dakota, which was nice because everyone here in this town still has each other's back, but especially in this bar.
Right.
Like I have never once felt scared in here. I have never, only once was I alone in this bar on my normal nights. COVID changes that, but there will always be somebody that hangs out with you.
Right.
Like they'll sit there and make sure that you get to your car fine or whatever. But there's just, I couldn't do this anywhere else, and I never in a million years would have thought that I would do this for as long as I have. Because I was like, I got my degree, I got my this, I'm going to go do some. People intrigue me so much. So part of my college, I wanted to be a teacher, and then I decided to finish with business administration. So I took a lot of psychology classes. But people are so intriguing to me. Everyone's got their own stories, their own backgrounds, their own, and so much stuff. Like, you can't make this shit up.
Right.
You've heard them. Stories are like, that happened to you? Like,
there's, I try and be vague sometimes, but Steak Sandwich Dave?
Yeah.
So he, great dude, comes in, gets steak sandwich.
Yep.
His name is Dave.
Yep.
He came in one time, and there was a lady with him, and they were hanging out, having lunch, having a civil conversation. Mm-hmm. Apparently they divorced like 30 years ago.
Okay.
But they didn't cross the T or dot the I.
Oh, jeez.
So they were still married.
I didn't know that.
And had moved, she had moved to a separate state and remarried, but the states don't communicate. So it was like 30 years later they found out, we're still married.
That's illegal, isn't it? You can't
be... So it was like an adulterer thing.
Right.
But I guess the states don't talk to each other. So anyways, they'd figured out that they were still accidentally married, but had been separated for 30 years.
Oh,
So she
geez.
came back here, had like a wonderful lunch and conversation and joked about the whole thing, and then finalized their divorce from 30 years
Oh,
ago.
wow.
Like, living separate lives. Like,
Sure.
what the fuck? Apparently California doesn't talk to other states
I
when
will
you
tell you
remarry.
this, though. So I got married in North Dakota because I was like, I invited everyone from California, but it was easier for me to invite my California friends to North Dakota than invite my 120 North Dakota family
Right.
members to California.
Yeah.
But California would not recognize my marriage license. So security office had no problem with me changing my name. I went to the
Sure.
DMV and they're like, this is not a valid marriage license. I'm like, I was there. You want
Right.
to see pictures?
I did it.
I did it. They're like, there's no stamp, seal, whatever. So I called the,
Wow.
the recorder and recorder in North Dakota, and they're like, we don't put a stamp seal. Like, it's North Dakota. I'm like, well, I need.
What are you going to be illegally married? Like,
right.
what
I'm
is...
like, I'm just so okay. Social Security office, no problem.
Sure.
DMV, nope. You can't change your name.
Oh, God.
So I'm like, I still to this day, I on my driver's licenses, I still could not have used my married name because they would not recognize my marriage license. So
silly.
again, they don't talk to each
Right.
other. But then I had the blood test and all the other stuff. But it's just,
Right. But yeah, the stories you hear, and people live an entire life, and then the diverse crowd that comes through here. Like, you get people show up for their 21st birthday. People come in when
Sure.
they're 80. I had I haven't seen him in probably a year, but he was coming in on Sunday nights, and he was like 88 or 89.
Really?
And he was like writing a book,
okay.
and he would just show up at like after midnight. Was the only time I ever saw him. It was like between 12 and 1 a.m.
Did you drink?
Yeah,
Huh?
a little bit. Mostly he would buy drinks for other people, but it's like this old dude comes in,
Okay.
and he's like, I just, want to hang out. And it was like him, and then there was a 60-year drop in age to the next person.
Sure.
Because it's Sunday night at 1 a.m.
Right.
So it was like him and then like the 20 or
The
30-year-olds.
21 Yeah.
And he'd buy drinks for people, and he was just like on a dude on the tail end of his life, hanging out. But the beauty of this place is like you come in and you hang out, and yeah, I've said it before in the podcast, but like how you are outside of this place is irrelevant. How you act inside of this place is all that matters.
Absolutely.
So you can be a saint outside. If you're a dick inside, you get kicked out. If you're an asshole outside and you're a good dude inside,
Oh, yeah.
nobody gives a shit. So you get like a dude that's almost 90 and then a 24-year-old,
Right.
and he's like, I just want to buy everybody drinks and just be nice and chop it up. And, it was a slow Sunday.
Yeah.
6, 7 people in here, but then they're all, these young guys are hanging out with this old
Okay.
dude, and it's like,
and they're all having a good time.
when the fuck does that happen?
Right.
Where else can you do that? Like,
I remember when I was listening to your Nick podcast last week.
oh, geez.
So here's the thing. I've known Nick Warren since he was probably in diapers.
Okay.
Okay, because Benicia being small town,
Sure.
whatever. So I walked into work one Friday night at 6 o'clock, and he is sitting at the bar. And I straight walked up to him and I said, "You are not 21." He looked at me like, he goes, hands me an ID. I'm like, "This is your brother's ID.
This is Brandon, Nick.
Get out. I'm going to call your mom. I'm going to call your dad right now. Do not come back in here." And he cussed me out all the
Yeah,
way
it's
out of
Nick.
the store.
Sounds like Nick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long he'd been here, but the bartender at the time, like, no, he is not 21. He's 18. No. She's like, didn't know. He gave me an ID. I'm like, yeah, this is brothers. Look at the ID's better. So he walked in 3 years later with his 20. He walks in, he looks me straight in the face, and he goes, "Bam, I'm 21. Give me a drink." And I went, "How about you change your attitude?
Sure.
And we'll try this again another day." And he
Yeah.
goes, "You can't do that." I said, "Watch me."
Right.
And he left, and he cussed me out the whole way.
Sounds like Nick.
Yep. And then he came in. Oh, if you ever ask him about it, oh no, him and I went back and forth for about 6 months. I'm like, nope,
Sure.
change your attitude. Don't be a little
Right.
punk, and you can come in. Your attitude is everything. I don't
Right.
want this. It's just going to poison everything that we got going
Right.
on. We got good music. We got pool. We got great people. I don't need you coming here thinking that you own the place.
Right.
Be respectful.
Yeah.
And he then, when he did come back, humble as pie, going, "Okay, Linz, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
should have been nice. I should have whatever." And he does. He's our back 110%. And if you
All
say
the time.
enough's enough, he goes,
Yeah.
"Okay, you're probably right."
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen.
There's so many places, like the place, the drink factory that I learned to bartend. We were not allowed to tell people to leave ever. Ever.
Really? That's going to be uncomfortable for you.
It's horrible because we had a dude that would come in right before we closed and get iced tea, and he would hang out for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Can't kick him out. It's not how that works.
Okay.
We could sort of cut people off, but it was a giant deal and a huge pain, and I had to involve everybody. But, like, you couldn't tell people to leave, couldn't kick people out, because every dollar counts because it's mega corporate.
Sure.
They need their 0.001% quarterly increase in profits, so they need that iced tea sale, even though it cost them 35 times that in my labor to sit around in a bar with all the stools already up and the lights turned off.
But you can't kick them out.
Couldn't kick them out.
Nope,
the beauty of this place is you can do that, and there's so few places left that you can do that. It always tickles me when someone comes in and they put out that I'm the customer and you have to abide by me, whatever. And then we go, no, you're actually a giant piece of shit and you need to fuck off. And I don't want your money.
But
you're so shitty that I don't want your money.
And go.
We're here to take your money. I don't want your fucking money.
I don't want your money. Get
Right.
out. Yes.
And when people don't understand, because you go to McDonald's and you're like, well, my burger's overcooked and I want a refund and plus I want a milkshake. And they go, okay, sure, no problem.
Yeah.
But that's not reality, and this place is still anchored in reality.
Because it's so local, blue collar for the most part, but because everyone works hard for their money, they're coming in.
Sure.
But we used to have a group of people come in every Friday, and they worked down at the docks, and there'd be 10 of them, but everyone wanted a special. I don't want any sauce. They bitched about everything. They didn't. My fries weren't hot enough. One gal, my lettuce was not green enough. After about 3 of that, I'm like, you know what? I'm paying for all your tabs. Do not ever come back.
Right.
And they're like, you can't tell me to do that. I'm like,
Sure.
yeah, I can. I'm doing it right now.
Right.
Don't ever come back. And they did the same thing for my girlfriend's deli up there. They'd come up there and I want this, that, and the other, and complain and discount
Sure.
because we feel bad. But no, you're just a jerk.
You try and make it right and try and do the right thing, but it's almost every person that has a complaint is genuine. Every now and then, over the course of, my case 5 or your case 19 years, every now and then you get a fucking crook. And to have that freedom to tell people to suck it.
It's huge.
And then one of my, I have 2 quotes that I will keep in my pocket for the rest of my life. One is from my flight instructor, and he says, it doesn't matter until it matters. Which is like...
Well, that's a terrible thing if you're flying. It doesn't matter until it matters.
Doesn't matter until it matters, so do it right.
Yeah?
Don't wear a seatbelt in your car. Doesn't matter until it matters.
Right.
99% of the time, seatbelt doesn't do anything. Doesn't matter until it matters, so do it right.
Right.
And then Bruce says, if you don't kick out the assholes, they scare away all the good people, and you're left with only assholes.
With only assholes, and that doesn't work.
Right.
Definitely not.
You can't make money off 4 assholes.
No.
You need 40 good people.
Right.
The one person fucks it up, and they scare away all the good people, and, it's...
Well, and again, that's the nice thing about being here is I don't tolerate rap music or heavy metal because it brings the mood changes.
Right.
You work nights, I'm now working days.
It's a different dynamic,
but even
for
back
sure.
when I was doing nights, it was me growing up, and they were all my peers. So I'd be like, hey, no more of that. And they'd be like, okay, Lens. Like, we all went to high school together, middle school together. And so they're like, okay, we're just not going to do it. But now, I'm like, no, I'll skip a song. I'm like, here's your money back. No, this is not the vibe of this place. Like,
you have to keep the overall dynamic as a fun, interesting place. And
well, and so I've been here so long that when I first started, we were able to smoke in here, which I am a smoker, but it was terrible going home. I'd have to take my clothes off at the front door and take a shower immediately because it was in my hair, in my clothes, in my skin. We weren't allowed to give out ashtrays, so it was crushed beer cans.
You couldn't give out ashtrays? But you could smoke inside.
You could smoke inside, but it was the California law that I could not promote smoking. I was not the smoking police. My job was to...
California is so silly.
It is. My only job really was to make sure nobody underage was drinking.
Right.
And do my job. I could not promote smoking, so... Back in the day, I feel like I'm way older than you.
A little bit.
Well, but beer was in cans at the time.
Sure, but that was 7 years ago.
Well, because we sold so much beer, we didn't have the space to cool the bottles. The only time we got the bottles is because we got the kitchen.
Right.
Because then we could cool beer in multiple places. So there'd be so many times where somebody would ash in somebody's actual beer, and then it foams up, and it's all over the bar, and like we were smoking behind the bar. I mean, there's been so many weird changes of. I listened to my old guys during the morning who are so great, the coffee club. They're like, don't you remember when drinks were blah, 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 this place? Okay, so you don't remember, but when I first started here, beers were $2.50 and $3.25.
Right.
That's what they were. And they were all cans, they were all bottles. And we didn't have any food.
Right.
And we had this red checkered floor, and it was always dirty.
Of course.
Well, because you couldn't get it clean enough, because it was like vinyl. I don't know what is.
Yeah. What? Linoleum.
Linoleum.
Yeah, that's
yes. And then we had. It was such a weird setup, but we had a lot of fun.
Right.
We had a lot of great people. We had some parties, people danced on the bar and having fun. And
A couple people dancing in the bar, break their leg.
we did nobody broke their leg. Well,
Buzz,
okay,
right?
Buzz broke his leg.
Right.
That was after we were that's after we were dancing in the bar.
Sure.
But we would there was a song. It was "Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy."
Sure.
Every time someone played that, all the girls would get on the bar and dance. And there were Friday, Saturday nights where it would be packed, and one of me or the other bartender would play that song just to give us a moment break. Because when there's 10 girls dancing in the bar,
Drinks can wait.
I can do dishes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because nobody's ordering a drink. It wasn't until somebody at a different bar downtown was dancing in the bar, fell off, got a pour spout stuck in her eye.
Oh.
And we went, we're not doing this ever again.
That's disgusting.
Could you imagine?
Nope.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's the worst part, as I can. That's awful.
I was like, okay, some drunk chick fell off the bar and got a pour spout in her eye. Okay, we are not dancing in the bar
That is...
anymore.
That's like holding a winning lotto ticket and getting hit by a bolt of lightning. How do you fall and get a pour spout in your eye? Like, that's disgusting.
No, it is. You're rubbing your eyes. I'm rubbing my eyes
That's
right now
so
thinking
gross,
about
dude.
it. But like, if you looked at it, if somebody actually fell off our bar, there is a chance that they fell in our well. I guess. I don't know.
Eyeball first.
Eyeball flush.
There's
So
a
yeah, the one guy who broke his leg. How old was Buzz at the time? Probably
40-ish?
mid 40s.
Late, yeah.
Just
Early 40s?
just being silly.
Yeah.
Jumped off the bar, broke his
Right.
leg. Veronica did something similar to that too, didn't she?
She was just regular dancing and broke her
Oh, regular
ankle.
dancing and broke
Yeah,
her ankle.
like
or
on the floor. But yeah, dancing is dangerous. That's the moral of the story.
Well, we used to do line dancing here on Sunday nights. So before
geez.
you, when I did
I'm
my
so
Sunday
glad
nights,
that's gone.
no, with Sandra Cavallero, she worked with me on Sundays, and we do line dancing in here.
Yeah.
It's a, I don't know. I never thought it'd be a full-time, lifetime job for me, but
Right.
it has awarded me to be a really good mom. And I don't know if being a good bartender made me a good mom, or if being a good mom made me a good bartender. But I wasn't a mom. I wasn't a mom until I was 28. I had shit to
Right.
do. I had to buy a house. I was really good at poker. I was gambling. We'd leave here on a Friday night and drive to Tahoe with
Yeah.
a group of people here, and then I had to be back at 6 o'clock the next night. And we'd come back.
Yeah.
That's when I was young. Now I'm like,
Sure.
it's 9:30. Can everyone just go
ahead.
to bed now?
You think? You texted me at like 1 a.m. last night.
Well, okay, last night was a little different because my tenant Tim was up. We did fish tacos.
My tenant, Tim.
Yes.
What a nice way of
Well,
saying your friend.
There's so many Tims.
Sure. I got it.
And he's a great guy.
He's
and
awesome. He's a lot of fun.
He is, and he can also have his little drunky moments and be a little
Everybody
sassy.
is.
But no,
I was
we
telling somebody the other night, like, you can't kick me out. I said, sure I can. I've been kicked out of
Absolutely.
here.
Yeah.
I'll be safe. Everybody has their moments, you know? Sometimes you overdo it.
Oh no, well no. And,
Universal.
and even Bruce, the owner of the place.
Yeah.
There have been times where I've been through a lot of stuff with him.
Yeah.
I've seen fist fights with him, and there'd be multiple nights where I'd look at him and be like, "Taxi's here," and he goes, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, one of us is leaving. You decide which one of us is leaving." And
Right.
he's like, "That's my cue to go," because
It's a rite of passage, man. Got to throw the old man out.
yeah.
Got to throw the boss out. Hey, man, you're done.
And doesn't bitch about it. Doesn't pull a card going up. He's like, if they're telling me to leave, then obviously it's time to leave, which is
Yeah.
great.
He's a very very smart and wise man for a lot of reasons, but
And I respect a whole bunch of it because if you think about it, all the years I've been here, all the employees that have kind of come and gone, a lot have stayed for years. There's been a lot that stayed for years. They either stay for years or here for minutes.
sure.
It's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, it's totally accurate.
And at one point he was like, "You just figure it out and tell me if I need to know their name." After a week, I'm like, "Okay, fair enough. I'll do that. But just him being, he's dealt with so many different personalities.
Yeah.
And prior to you, there weren't many male bartenders here. So for
Yeah.
this man to balance a bunch of women, I could just imagine as being a mom, if I had 7 daughters,
Right.
the amount of crap that man has heard
Yeah.
and went through. Because you got this one going through this, and this one going through this, and this one, and like we had some drama queens, but they were fantastic bartenders. But personal, he dealt with it. And
Can I do another shot?
sure,
Let's do it.
do one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Pilsner again?
And
Maybe just a shot. I might change my mind.
you changed the dynamics of the bar when you came in and were bringing guys in here. And at first, the coffee club in the morning was like, why are there so many guy bartenders?
Yep.
Until they got to know them. Because you've had some great people. Ian's fantastic.
Sure.
Ryan was fantastic.
good.
But the morning coffee club, they're like, we just want a girl behind the bar.
Oh, yeah. I
And-
remember coming in and I was thinking about this recently, and I'm not sure, and I almost don't want to say it because he's such an amazing, good dude. But I think it was John, and you and I were working together, and he would come in, and when I would give him his bill for 2 beers, he would tip me on principle in pennies. And he would specifically tell me, I don't think men should bartend. And then you would give him a drink, or you would drop the bill, and he would drop 20 or 30 bucks on 2 beers.
Right.
And I want to say it was John, but I don't want to say it was John because he's such a fucking amazing dude now that I know him.
I think.
Is that the dude? Are
Yes,
we on the
but
same?
but I think you grew on him.
Right.
Is
And I understand it
because it
from
was-
his point, too.
Well,
but like,
because there wasn't a lot of guys that ever worked here.
there was 0. It was Jared, and then it was
No,
me,
no,
and then I brought in a
part
bunch
it,
of sausages.
Marty had worked here. My ex-husband worked here with me. I actually fired him before we were married. Before he engaged to me. Before we even dated. I fired him. I fired him one night. He pissed me off, and before we even started dating, I fired him. And then I'm like, okay, well, whatever. Maybe that was the wrong thing. It was a tequila night, and so
Okay.
Lindsie does not drink tequila anymore.
I've never seen you drink tequila.
I used to.
Okay.
2, I'm a blast. 3, I'm locking the doors. I'm firing people. Oh no, Bruce called me one night. He's like, honey, it's 10:30. The bar's closed. I'm like, fuck you. I don't ever want to come back here. And he's like, okay, honey, let's have a talk tomorrow. And the next morning I'm like,
What have I done?
tequila and me don't
Right.
work. And he's like, okay, let's just not do that again. Have not drank tequila since that day. And when I first started, I didn't even drink. Now I drink.
Sure.
Maybe it's because I got kids and all this other stuff.
Who knows? You're a professional.
Eh.
So what am I, like, for me, I always try and be open-minded, and I would like to learn from as many people as I can.
Sure.
It's not my strong point, but it's my goal.
You've
I have
been
a-
doing so good.
I have a hard time learning anything from anyone unless I do it myself and I ruin it and it blows up in my face. Then sometimes I can learn a lesson. But this place, like I said earlier, this place is so different than me and the way that my brain works.
Right.
And you are so different from me in the way that I have been working in bars for 7 years. I have been in bars longer than some. I have been in bars much less than many. But there's so few people that make, so few people that make a long-term career out of bartending.
Sure.
I think and this is my short-minded perspective, but it's like at about 5 years or 3 years or 5 years, people leave bartending or they stay for good.
Sure.
There's not a lot of people that stick around past 3 or 5 years.
Right.
And then to get past 10 years or more than that is increasingly rare.
Sure.
So, and I didn't get it. And, Bruce had told me, yeah, bartending's not a long-term career. I'm like, but I don't get it. The money's good. And there's no physical danger. I've never met a bartender that's like, yeah, my fucking knees are all blown out.
Well, not yet. It's probably going to happen, but
There might be one, but I've never met anyone that is
Sure.
a carpenter or a stonemason that's like, my knees are great. My back is fine.
Sure.
No.
Right.
If you build stuff for a living, your body gets fucked.
right.
It's 74 degrees in here, 365 days a year.
Always. It's so beautiful.
You're not on a roof, not a crawl space. You're not blowing out your back. You're not
I'm not sitting
compressing
behind
your
a
spine.
desk. I'm not sitting behind a desk trying to figure
Right.
out.
And not to say that is easy because it's not, and there's a
Oh,
lot of
it's
people
not.
that
No, it
can't
is
do
physical.
it.
Yeah,
And it's
right.
it's mentally draining to a degree that I cannot put
It's
into words.
also mentally stimulating at the
Right.
same time.
Right, but you don't like I said. There's no like, oh, you're a bartender, so yeah, I get it. Your back is ruined.
Oh, you get those looks
like,
all the time.
that isn't the case. But there aren't a lot of long-term bartenders. There's very few lifetime bartenders, and for you to be here as long as you have, and this town was only dive bars
Yes.
for a long time.
Yes.
It went from whorehouses to
Yes.
booze smugglers to dive bars.
Yes.
It was placed as a shithole that has rapidly ramped up, and then this is the only bar in town that made it. Zero other bars in town survived.
Right, because there was
Let's do one of these, huh?
yes.
Fuck
Cheers.
It. Cheers. I got the baby glass. She doesn't trust me.
I
She's
think
right.
one of the things that's happened in this town, because when growing up here too, there's the bar up the street here that's been shut down. It shut down before I was 21, so
Sundowner?
I never drank at Sundowner. It shut down before I was 21, so that thing has been closed.
It's like 50% meth sales.
Well, yeah, they had the big problem going on there. But
Multiple
if you look
problems.
at it, like there was Cliffs as well.
Right.
We are the only outlying bar from Main Street. This town over the years has
Well, there used to be
streamlined everything.
This bar, right?
It was called
Or that bar.
Pet Shop. There was this bar and that bar directly across
Okay.
on this on this one block. There was this bar, that bar. It wasn't always bottom fifth. Prior to that, it was
Ships in, right?
Landmark, and
Oh,
prior
okay.
to that, it was Ships Inn, and prior to that, it was Landmark. This building's
Okay.
160 years old.
Fucking crazy.
There was apartments upstairs at one point. That's when they pulled it out of the flooring. They had like 5 layers of floor because it was like linoleum, carpet, linoleum, carpet, linoleum,
Right.
carpet. Historic building.
Sure.
But, yeah, there were 4 bars within here to the Sundowner. Within how much is that? 200 feet
Right.
or 200 yards?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing. So that's how busy this town was with all
Right.
that. Now, I did learn this in my poker playing days, was that because Benicia was a state capital for,
1 year, I think.
was it even 1 year?
I don't know. It was about a year.
It was a minute. But because it was a state capital, there's 6 card rooms within 30 miles of here. Back in the day, there were a bunch more card rooms, but they had a law that at 2 a.m., all card rooms had to shut down, except for Benicia.
Huh.
Benicia could have their card rooms up. They could not serve alcohol between the hours of 2 and 6 a.m.
Right.
But because it was the capital, people would come in droves to this
Oh, I
town.
didn't know that.
This back room right here
Yeah.
was a poker room.
Huh.
It when it was Landmark, it had poker tables back here. People come to this town just to play cards because when you get that itch of cards,
Right.
they're driving and
Sure.
they're coming.
It's
and
the
they'll-
only place.
And it comes 6 a.m. Ding, ding, ding. Who's
Whoa.
getting Bloody Marys?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
There are no there's no card licenses left in this town
Right.
because the town just makes them
Yeah.
go away.
Yeah. They've put a lot of effort into changing the aesthetic of this town. But this, like I said, this
It's
is
a very safe town, and I
yeah,
love it. And
for sure.
it's home.
This is the only place that made it. Like
Yep.
Relic, Rookies, Elite or Collins used to be
it used
past.
to be O'Leary's.
Yeah, Pastimes.
Now Relic.
Choices and Collins.
Yeah.
Those are the ones when I was growing up downtown. It was only dive bars. I remember going
Yes.
into what is now Relic. I think was it.
There was
Choices.
Pastime.
Pastimes.
That was the Pastime.
Pastimes. I was 16.
Yep.
And a buddy of mine's like, "Let's go to Pastimes." I was like, "Dude, I'm fucking 16. There's no way."
There's no way.
He goes, "Dude, let's
Just
go to
follow
Pastimes."
me. Yeah.
And I go in, and they're smoking inside.
Yep.
And I look, and there's a girl from my high school class sitting at the bar top. I was like, "Oh, I'm good. I
good.
looked 11 years older than her.
Right.
I'm fine. It's no big
Right.
deal." Yeah, but that was the town, and they all have died out. None of them made it. This is the only place that made it.
Yeah.
Everything else has been rebranded, remodeled.
Okay, but look at it this way as well: of rebranded, remodeled. But we have a really solid staff here as well, because we are treated so good, and we have the opportunities that we have to run our place. Every single one of us runs our shift like we own the place.
Sure.
We run on a much smaller staff than any other place.
Absolutely.
I mean, you go down to any restaurant, bar, whatever, we're running this on a busy shift. We've got 3 people and a cook,
Yeah.
Where you go anywhere else, there's 9, 10, 12
Right.
employees.
Yeah, three cooks and a food runner and a busser and a hostess and 3 bartenders and
Right.
2 cocktail servers.
So I think that's why we all kind of like it too. Like we make good money, we work hard.
What we do
but we're
here
efficient.
what we do here with the crew that we have is fucking amazing.
Compared to other places.
Yeah. And when we were doing the outside thing, it was like we can do anything we want.
Yeah.
The cost is 7 times the labor.
Right.
How do we do it with keeping everybody happy and everybody, like
Right.
that's the difficult point. And everyone is new in your eyes because you're the mother hen, you're the queen bee. Like you're the one that survived. There was some other people that were in similar categories, but like you're the one that's left. You're the Highlander, dude.
I'm the Highlander.
You're the last one.
Well, I am, and I don't know if it's a great thing or a curse at some points, because I've butt heads with some people because
Sure.
Jealousy or whatever.
There's like 100 reasons. You've been here 19 years.
Yeah. Well, I know everyone's
You probably
stories.
have
I know
45
this.
minutes worth of reasons.
Yeah.
Sure.
But there's just being local and being this. It's a
Right.
gosh, man. There's so many stories that have come through this place, and that's why
Right.
we do this. Like we love people, and you
Yeah.
might not know as many people, but you are learning to love people.
I am learning.
And you're liking it.
I do. I thoroughly enjoy it. And like I said, that's the premise of the podcast, and that's the premise of me being here is me learning and getting to know people. And it's difficult to describe. I kind of talked about this with Nick and Patrick on the podcast, but like, it's difficult to say like, yeah, these people come in, they, I give them an environment to enjoy themselves.
Sure.
They spend money.
Yep.
They give extra money to me. My whole life, my income is based off of crowdfunding. Like,
Yeah.
you guys had a good time. You donated to my
Absolutely.
financial,
Right.
consistency. It's a weird way. Saw, dude. It's a weird way to live life.
But it's not mundane, and
It's not, and it's a lot of fun. And whether I wanted to or not, I have made a lot of connections with people. And the reality is I did not want, and I just didn't quit. And I have inadvertently made connections with a lot of people that I actually give a shit about and I actually care about.
Right.
And it's a double-sided sword, like you said. And Nick Warren and Pat Dunn are very good examples of like people that are so different from me that I don't
Yes.
agree with. We don't see eye to eye. But when I'm here and they're here and something goes astray, I'll take a beer. She wants one. Come on, you can do one.
I'm not doing beer.
Well, fucking drink whatever you want to drink. We're at a bar, dude. We have options.
I'll do a shot.
There you go. She'll do a shot. Yeah, just a beer. She's gonna kill me. But the amount of people here that are always here when
Yes.
it's a bar, if you sling drinks till 2 a.m., every now and then something goes wrong. That's
Sure.
part and parcel. You can't avoid it. If you're
Sure.
open late and people are drinking, eventually something will go wrong. That's a recipe that cannot be avoided.
Well,
You
correct,
can mitigate it.
But at nighttime as well, you don't know where they've already been. That's
Right.
the tough thing about
Sure.
this job as well. You've got, 15 seconds to kind of judge
Right.
somebody, engage them.
Right.
But you also don't know how much have they had to drink.
Sure.
Did you just take a couple pills?
Right.
Like,
Did their dad just die? Did they
Right,
just get dumped?
Oh, are we, right,
Did their wife just
exactly.
leave them? You never fucking know.
You don't know. And all of a sudden, like, you give somebody one drink and then they're laid on the floor, and you're like,
Right.
it wasn't me, I didn't do it.
Yeah, you never know. But the beautiful part about this place is when something does go south, especially like you're smart, you're wise, you're in daytimes, but being a weekend night guy, like when something does go south, if there's one guy that gets real hot-headed, there's 5 to 10 people within 5 feet.
They will slide their bar stools back,
Yeah,
and
they're there,
will,
and they
will
back us up.
86 them.
And it's
Yep.
86 is a very kind way to put it.
It-
There's a
it-
lot of
it-
people
it-
looking out for us.
Well, yeah, I've had people take somebody and bang their head off every doorway out the back door, and
Having that backup and having that like, thank you, dude, appreciate it.
thank you, hon.
Having that like camaraderie of people that I can lean on or count on that, and
And you being a guy, you don't so much need the backup, but even as a girl, like,
it's a different game.
I'm 5'3", but at the same time, there are some people that would respect me being 5'3" more than they would respect you
Absolutely.
being tall, because I can be like, get out.
Right.
Whereas you do it they take it more aggressive.
Right. And that's again, another lesson I've learned from Bruce is if you have two people working, male and female.
Yep.
And I thought, that's fucking silly.
It's perfect.
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes absolute 100% to
Absolutely.
me. Sorry. To me, it does.
Podcast is over. No, it makes perfect sense. You have the yin and the yang.
Yeah.
If I go up to a guy and I go, hey, man, you've had enough. It's time to go.
Yeah.
There's like a 50% chance that he's going to boil over and get upset. So I have to be so
irritated with
careful
you.
and so calculated with how I approach it. Never touch anybody ever. I cannot put a hand on his
No.
shoulder and say, hey, man.
Not once.
It's distance. I do a neutral stance. I approach it like, hey, man, I think let's just walk outside.
How about,
But you or Tina can walk up to someone and go, hey, listen up, motherfucker. You're being a dumbass bitch. It's time to
get the
go.
fuck out. And they'll go, okay.
I'll get punched in the throat.
Right.
And then there's a lot of people that'll back me up. But I've
We
never
don't
been in
want
that
backup.
situation. I don't want to be in that situation. But
Well, you've always had
I have to approach it differently as a dude.
Yeah.
And so to have that yin and yang, and it's the alternative with like ladies too. Like when you have someone of the opposite sex that is addressing you,
Yeah.
your mentality is flipped or turned.
Yeah.
And it's another thing that like I could do this for 100 years, and I might have figured that out,
Yeah.
maybe, or I just work under Bruce and I work with different people, and you learn it pretty quick. And it's when I do anything, I do a lot of research, and I'm very passionate about it, and I give a shit, and but I only have one perspective. And my perspective is more than most because I devote so much time and energy into learning about the thing. But it's only one angle. So I came in here and it's like, okay, I don't have to fucking go full bore in the drinks. I don't need to put out the tabs in front of everybody. What do I got to learn? It's a lot. Like, it's like 207-degree radius of shit to learn. It's like, I thought I knew this because I can make 5 times what this place can order in drinks.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
But that doesn't mean anything here.
No, it doesn't.
It's absolutely irrelevant.
A smile and hold on, hang on a second.
Yeah, it's-
Because somebody is telling me about their day, and that we're not doing things, but no, it's I couldn't do this anywhere else.
It's personal connections with people on a grand scale from such a wide and diverse variety of people. This place shouldn't exist. It shouldn't have existed 10 years ago. It shouldn't have existed 20 years ago.
Drinking is the great American pastime. It really is.
Absolutely.
Drinking will never go away unless there's some government thing that shuts us all down. But
That didn't stop it.
But that's
This
a-
whole town was booze runners.
Yeah.
And bootleggers.
Yeah. But no, it's a great American pastime.
It really is. And this COVID thing has really,
Jeez.
for me, has really kind of helped me make that jump or that connection. Like, I like this place. I love this place. I love my coworkers. I love the people that come in.
Yep.
And then I always try and keep everything in perspective. Like I've lifted rocks for a living. I've done this and that. It was, some shitty real jobs.
Sure.
And I've always keep in heart that this is a way better way to make a living.
When everyone says it's like the shitty real jobs, just for you and I, because people are like, oh, well, you're just a bartender. It's like, I'm not just a bartender.
Right.
I'm a therapist. I'm an accountant.
Sure.
I'm a daycare provider. We're not just bartenders.
Sure.
But you just said it too, of
Right.
like my real job. Well, this is our real job.
Right.
It's real to us. It doesn't really.
It really is a real job, and it's incredibly.
Not a be here, do this, cookie cutter.
Yeah, you're not on a roof and you're not lifting rocks, but the responsibility level on bartenders versus the pay scale is astronomical.
Yeah.
The fact that somebody can come in here, have one drink,
Yep.
leave here,
Yep.
get injured, and then we can go to prison.
To an extent.
Sure, to an extent, but that is a worst case scenario. That's
we do have good liability, and that's where we're not just getting somebody fucked up and being like, here's your keys, go have a good time. A lot of times,
There's a lot of responsibility versus the low hourly pay. And it's kind of a crowdfunding thing. Like, our pay hourly is absolute dog shit.
Hourly, oh no, nobody shows
Right.
up for their hourly wage.
That's shenanigans. It doesn't
No.
mean anything in life.
Absolutely not.
So it's a crowdfunding thing.
Yes.
Like, are you, personable? Are you having a good time? Can you
Yeah,
make a
yeah.
happy environment?
So they make you have a good time. And when you can hook up the people with their connections, like, oh, you're an iron worker and you're an iron worker.
Right.
They don't come in to get drunk. You hook those two guys up.
Yeah.
And I don't have to pay attention to you anymore. Not that I don't want to, but you
Sure.
guys got each other and you're buying each other rounds. You're happy. Move on.
It's complicated in a way that I don't know how to describe, but it's very mentally draining for sure.
It can be.
And like even in the 2 months that we were closed, I was doing HVAC, and it's like I'm on a ladder 6 hours a day. I'm on a roof all day. I'm in a crawl space all day. Physically demanding in that department, and inherently risky because if you're on a ladder, you can always eat shit. If you're on a roof, you can always eat shit.
Always.
If you're in an attic, it's 130 degrees.
Oh God, I could never.
It's inherently dangerous, but it's like every 2 hours you take a break. You take a lunch. You take a hard lunch. You fucking drop the wrench. Boom. I'm in the middle of screwing in something. It's 12 o'clock. Dink. Screw gun goes on the ground.
I have not once in this bar sat down during a shift to eat anything. I graze.
Sure.
And you learn how to just work well. Some people just plow their food in. But no, I just kind of graze all day. There's not here's a 15-minute break here, whatever.
Right.
It is what it is, but
but it's tough for reasons that are difficult to describe. Like doing a job that is way more physically demanding, which was HVAC.
Yeah.
But being able to take that break and sit down for 10 or 15 minutes, and then sit down for 30, 45 minutes, and then sit down for 15 minutes, your fucking knees and your ankles get a break. And I did it for 2 months, and I had explosive muscle growth. But it was actually easier on my body than standing behind that bar for 6 or 7 hours.
Really?
Because there's no breaks. Dude, my knee is killing me, dog. I'm back for 2 weeks.
Dude, you're way younger than me, too. Like, I'm waiting for my knees to go bad, but...
Yeah, I have right now I'm wearing expensive boots with really expensive insoles.
Okay, maybe it's because you're wearing boots.
No. They're nice shoes.
Have you ever tried tennies?
I can't do it. I have to buy... I either buy fat guy shoes or I buy expensive boots because I have to buy footwear that are designed.
So I never even thought about this ever before about a guy being behind the bar, tennies or no tennies, like you're wearing your boots. Your knees are worse than mine right now.
Yeah, they're way worse. Probably worse than Bruce's. My knees aren't that good.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's not great.
It hurts.
Yeah, it's not good.
No. You're gonna hang out and last with me around this place?
I'm trying, man.
We gotta,
I got 5 years.
You're gonna be the Bruce sitting at the end of the bar being like,
I got 14 years to go. I'll catch up with you.
Oh, jeez. No, but
yeah, the mats help a lot, but it's like good footwear and good insoles help a lot.
Well, you have the discount at the Skechers store too.
What?
Oh yeah, if you go to the Skechers store and you say that you're in the industry and they look you up, I went 3 months ago.
5 years, dude. I've been here fucking 5 years.
Didn't know this?
No.
Okay, so there's a Skechers store in the Target parking lot there in Vallejo, and I went there right before the kid's birthday, July, and I bought 5 pairs of shoes. I bought myself 2 sneakers, bought each of my kids sneakers, and I bought myself some sandals. $121 for Skechers. You say you're in the industry. They go, where do you work? Didn't even have to show a pay stub. They looked it up.
Bananas.
They said, okay, discount. I'm like, 5 pairs of shoes, $121. Skechers.
Dog.
So go get some Skechers.
I spent like $300 on these boots.
Get some Skechers.
I need to.
One's memory sold, the other ones are flip-flops, but...
I'm not wearing flip-flops. I can't do it.
I know you don't wear flip-flops, but go get some actual shoes.
I draw a line in the sand. Yeah. There's like Shoes for Crews is like a website that makes footwear for people that work in restaurants and bars.
Right.
And they're like ridiculous non-slips. And I always buy like the fat guy ones that have like the air pocket insoles. And like, if you look at my feet, I look like a fucking nerd. But I'm not concerned about how I look from the ankle down because
no, for sure.
My knees and my hips.
Go buy some shoes, dude.
I buy good shoes.
No, but go to Skechers. Get some memory foam.
I'll check it out.
It'll save your knees back.
I'll check it out.
Give me one day.
I was talking about my
It'll cost you like $30. Buy some
$30
shoes.
Is nothing.
I'm right. $30, buy some good shoes, and give me one day on those 10. You do it, and you go, they're junk, or
are they?
Or I'm hooked now. You're gonna be hooked.
I was talking about my manifesto on the last podcast, which is
Yeah.
never cheap out on toilet paper, sushi,
Tattoos.
or tattoos.
Yes.
The other one is the last
The
two
sushi
is
one, 110%. I don't have any tattoos, so that I can't.
You're good. No blood poisoning, no Hep C. You're good.
I got none of that. But definitely sushi. I cannot cheap on sushi.
Or toilet paper. Thank you, dude.
Okay, the toilet paper thing, I don't know what experiences you've had with it. I heard about a few of them. Like, I've never had I've never had an experience
At
where...
least 19 years you've been living the good life. At least 19 years. I only been here 5 years, so I got a lot of years prior to this fucking gold nugget.
Well, so I'm trying to figure out, is it you or am
Nope.
I just...
It's not me.
Okay. Well, you were like, hey, I will not buy food, but I need this toilet paper.
Yes.
I need the bear on the toilet paper.
Yeah, I'm not joking. When I was living in
You're so
Vallejo,
crazy.
and I was only eating expired Starbucks food, which was at the end of the night, we'd shut down the Starbucks, and there was X amount of food that wasn't sold that has to be thrown into the dumpster. I put it in my backpack, I would take it home.
Oh, my God.
And it was me, and it was my brother who was living in a station wagon in my backyard.
Okay.
And insert roommate here. It was either Chad or Jesse. That was my food for like almost a year. That was my food that I could afford was free food.
That is bonkers. If I would have known you, you'd come to my house every night.
Well, if I'd have known anything, I would have been making better decisions. But I was working 3 jobs, and I was making $18,000 a year, and it was horrible. But
the
Fuck
toilet
me.
paper, the toilet paper thing, just
I will. So I got one, maybe it might have been 2. It's called Basic Red, and I think it's 99 cents, and you get a 4-pack. And like, I swear to God,
from where, a gas station or an actual?
they sell it at Safeway.
Oh,
This should be a crime against fucking humanity.
well, hey, right now to get toilet paper. Well, now we're good, but 3 months ago,
No.
you probably wanted some basic red.
No. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. I'm not joking. Like, I'm 20, living in Vallejo, so I'm 22 to 27-ish. I'm a kid. I'm invincible. You know, you can eat
Right.
Hot Pockets and fucking
Yes.
taco salsa packets for dinner. Like 11 calories a day. I'm okay. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
9,000 milligrams of sodium. It's
Oh,
irrelevant.
sure.
I'm
Yeah.
invincible.
Yeah.
I get Basic Red. It's 99 cents for a 4-pack. Cool. I swear to God, it's 80 grit sandpaper. You fucking wipe your ass. Dude, I'm like 23, and I wipe my beehole with Basic Red for a couple of days, and then it's so bad that I can no longer wipe my butt with toilet paper. It cannot happen. My beehole is so inflamed. It's in so much pain. I can't stand up. It's hard to sleep. Like,
I can't even imagine. Like, I'm hearing you listen to it or talk about it. That is
the devil.
That is insane.
and I'm a kid. I'm invincible. Everything regrows every 5 seconds.
Sure.
So I get to the point where it's like, okay, I just dropped a deuce. I cannot touch my behind. You cannot be touched. No fingers, no wipe, no nothing. You drop deuce, you take a shower. That was the rule. For like a week.
Okay, I'm imagining this, and maybe this comes back to how I've been so fortunate with everything.
Should have got a job here a long time ago.
Or just don't. Well,
Basic Red is the devil.
okay.
Basic Red is the fucking devil. So I only go to the grocery store and I only buy toilet paper with the longest. I want the Charmin Ultra Mega Plush Quintipio Angel Double 6-ply Union Made. Like,
Okay, everyone can be a label jockey and things. So apparently you're the label jockey in toilet paper.
yes, it's $40 for a 4-pack. I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in, dog.
Don't give me anything other than Best Foods mayonnaise. Like, no, I'm a label jockey, and mayonnaise is not good unless it's Best Food mayonnaise, right? You gotta be a label jockey on
Okay.
some things. Apparently,
On some
you're toilet
things.
paper.
You got to draw the line in the sand. For me, it's bud paper, it's sushi, it's tattoos.
Sushi's for sure.
That's bad, man. Yeah, sushi's no joke. Especially now. Like, I haven't, during the COVID thing, my sushi intake, sushi is like Jennifer and I, we love sushi. It's great. We go out,
Sure.
we ball out, we buy some nice food, we have a good time. The COVID thing freaks me out. Like, what? Nobody's doing good. So sushi's doing real bad. Is it
Right.
yesterday's salmon? Is it yesterday's?
Well, here's the thing: is
Nigerian?
like every sushi place is always closed on Monday, and I knew
Right.
I love sushi, and they're like always come on a Tuesday because we order fresh, or they drive to Oakland to get fresh seafood.
Right.
So Tuesday is the best, freshest day, but depending on how good everyone's doing, I haven't ordered out during all this COVID maybe twice because I'm afraid of how clean kitchens are.
Right.
I know how clean our kitchen is.
This kitchen is absurd.
It's absurd. They cleaned the crap out of the
It's
place.
ridiculous.
Everybody who ever pokes their head in there is like,
Yeah.
you guys got a clean kitchen, which
Bananas.
is really good all around.
Sure.
But I just don't.
This is the cleanest kitchen I've ever worked with in my entire life.
And they maintain it.
Yeah.
It's always
it's
cleaned.
ridiculous.
which is great. But I just don't, during the COVID, like I was like, don't touch anything, don't do this, whatever. Like I wasn't a Karen, I wasn't yelling at people about masks, but I'm like, I'm not going to order
I was freaking out. I was not having this.
No, I know you weren't. And you were very like, I'm getting tested every single week, and we're doing this, and we're doing that, and whatever. And like, I was a little more lax, but safe enough. We had the mask, we had the sanitizer, and we're wiping down chairs and tables. I cook dinner every night at my house, except the Friday, Saturday, Sundays I work. That's Sean's job to cook dinner. And I come home, he's like, I'm ordering. I'm like, from where? Like, I don't know if I have a clean kitchen. With everyone being shut down, I'm like, I don't want to order Chinese food right now.
No.
Because how clean's their kitchen? Not that I'm against it, but really, how much is expired or how much is...
You should have to push the envelope when your fucking business is in question.
Right.
You know? Like, I'm not making any money. I get one more day out of this chicken.
Yeah,
I get one more day out of this sashimi.
And I don't want to order that. I would much rather eat top ramen from my shelf than...
Everything needs to be $165. I'm not eating anything less than that.
I'm not eating anything from anyone else. I want to be safe, but I also don't want to be sitting on the... What? No, you're not with your toilet paper for...
You just take a shower, dude. Take a shit, take a shower. It's 1-to-1.
I will say I've never done that. I have never done that. Not once in my life. I'm sorry. Never once in my life.
Give me 1 second, dude. Sorry.
No.
Anyways. Sorry. But you're trying to fucking sneak out. I'm like, goddamn tab.
Oh, she better not sneak out.
Yeah. Bitch, please.
Bitch, please.
She's awesome.
She is great. I love her.
Yeah. She was, I talked about it a little bit when I sat down with her on the podcast. I didn't think she was going to make it.
Yeah?
Because she was always so nice to me. And, like, you have to be...
Oh, she's a toughie. She's like...
Yeah.
She says chihuahua. I'm like, you're like a pit bull.
She's hardcore.
Oh,
she's super fucking sweet until you cross the line, and then she is not sweet. It's awesome. I love working with her. Because she's got to be, I don't know, 12, 14 inches shorter than me. And I like to just stick around people. I'm like, you get them.
You are by far the tallest employee here.
Yeah.
No, by far.
Is it by far?
Well, think about it. So you got Christina, who's 5'0". I'm 5'3". Ron
5'3"?
I'm 5'3".
You're a tall 5'3".
You want to measure me? Yeah. Ronnie, Leslie, Imelda, Javi. It's you, tallest, and then either Marissa or Monica.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's it. That's why I always bitch on my weekends because you guys put all the shit that I need on top shelves in the back. Like the napkins.
So easy to get.
The napkins are on the highest shelf ever. I'm like, ugh.
To be fair, I don't even know if that's all me because I'm only.
No, it's not.
I'm one of the only dude that's.
No, it's not. It's not all you. But you are definitely.
I'm doing my part. Huh? It was definitely me.
No,
100%.
No, I.
You guys take bad checks? You take IOUs? There you go.
I still got a tab up there too.
No.
No, Matt's not taking care of my tab.
I'm not having a fucking tab.
Let me take care of the tip then.
No, you can suck it.
Can I
invite you in this podcast?
Can I give her $20?
No. I mean, you can, but don't. I'm not gonna have you on the podcast and then have you pay money for it. It's poppycock.
No, but it's nice to be back.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking amazing to be back, and it's like I said. For me, it's so many hard lessons learned, and I'm trying to lean into.
You've been much better.
I'm trying
about training people.
I'm trying.
I know you've been much better.
My way is not. I like to, open up with like my way is not necessarily the right way, but my way is the way that I know, and I try and learn as much as I can. But I'm only one dude, and
I know you are.
I know that I'm passionate. I know that I give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
But again, this place is so different from me. Like, I need to absorb more of this place because this place is here for a reason. It's the only bar that's made it for a reason.
Yep.
It's, who the fuck works at a place for 19 years? Who the fuck works at a place for?
Because it's so great.
Was Monica been here 9 years?
Probably 10. Yeah.
10? Veronica's been here a little, another year more than that.
8, maybe 9. I don't know how many years the kitchen's been open.
I'm 5 years. I'm the new guy. And some people have come and gone, but like, it's.
You wrote me. I still have it. The best Christmas letter last year.
Don't tell anyone.
I won't.
If I express feelings,
but it was so nice of I have a lot to learn from you, and you.
I really do.
And you've been really great with a lot of things, rather than like raising your hands and being like, "Why are you fucking stupid? Can't you figure this out?" To tell people what they need to know, get it done.
Like you in particular was one of the reasons I wanted to do this podcast. Is you and I are so different.
Yes.
And I don't know how to phrase it without sounding like a douche, but like
Sound like a douche.
when I do a thing, I'm so dedicated and I'm so passionate about it. It's very infrequent where I get into an aspect of anything and I dedicate time, effort, and energy into it, and I'm overwhelmed or outclassed or superseded. And I've been here 5 years, and I know and I respect the fact that my way isn't the only way. My way isn't the best way, but I know that my way is a good way.
Sure.
And to be here for as long as I have been, and to continuously, like month after month, like, yes, I am spearheading a charge. I am continuously trying to learn. I'm trying to get better. But for fucking 5 years, for me to do that and be like, yeah, you're doing good, but you're not doing that good. That's happened 0 times in my life. Like a year or 2 years, usually I do this spearhead thing and I go, yeah, I'm doing my thing and I've already outclassed you. I've already outsmarted you. I'm already past your realm of reality.
Sure.
And now I'm getting paid half of what you get paid, but I'm responsible for everything. So I got out of being important for a long period of time. Now I'm in this place where it's like fucking 5 years. Every day I show up, I give a shit, I care.
Absolutely.
I put my heart and soul into it, and it's just
Absolutely.
like, dog, I know what the fuck I'm doing. I have so much to learn. And you are the pinnacle of that, in that I am learning, especially now, but coming in, showing up, being a drink factory. I can make 1,000 drinks a second.
Absolutely.
I can, do an inverted squatting nanny. I can do it doesn't fucking matter.
Oh yeah, you got it.
But that's one of maybe 10 parts of tending bar.
Yeah.
And it's one of 20 parts of tending this bar.
This
So for
bar
me to
is so
come in
local,
and show
yeah.
up, do my best, learn as much as I can, do the research, put in the effort, put in the time and the effort.
You could
And
you could make drinks around me 100%. You could be making things flaming.
Sorta.
You could do whatever.
At this point, it's sort of.
But because it is this, nobody comes for the booze.
Right.
I can
Being
sit
a
and talk to
factory
one
is-
person. A factory is not what this place
It's
is.
not relevant.
And we have more fun at it, don't we?
Yeah.
When you leave,
Absolutely.
when you walk out these doors, you have to go. Bar is bar. Life is life.
Sure.
I learned that. It took me a long time to learn that. That when I walked out of these doors, you leave whatever drama, whatever conversations in this bar. And when you walk back through the door, you pick it back up.
Right.
And like, hey, how was your kid's soccer game? How was this? How was that? But you can't stress on that the rest of the day.
Right.
You go home and you live your life.
Yeah.
And you make some money on the time being. Everyone's great.
I think this place is exactly what my life needed,
Yeah.
but I absolutely didn't want it.
But you are a perfect fit in the weird way. Like you and I are not.
We are very different.
We are very different. I like you. I love you. I respect you. We have different ways of managing some different situations.
Every situation.
I was saying some, but you're
Sure.
saying every. But at the same time, I can straight come to you and go, hey, this, that, the other thing.
Right.
And you're like, okay, we can maybe do it this way. Or give this one more shot. And then it's like, okay, I'll figure it out. And like, we can talk to each other is a
Right.
nice thing. You are
Right.
that level-headed enough, go, okay, taking it in. I know you got this processing thing. And I'm more of
I do
a,
have that.
this, that, the other thing is what I would like.
Right.
You come back with me with your processing and let's make it happen. We can make everything happen. There's no doubt in my mind that you and I cannot rule everything, rule the world,
I absolutely agree with you.
because you do have that great attitude. And you'll take in what I say and you don't come back to me right away, which is fine.
I gotta
I'm
think
also
about
a
it.
thinker. You gotta think about it. But I'm like, this, that, the other thing. And you come back.
That means a lot to me because you and Bruce are some of the only people that, like, I can consistently not agree or understand on an immediate basis, but I have absolute respect and appreciation for. And
That's nice.
for me, like, you know, like I said, like, I give a shit and I pour my heart and soul into everything that I do.
Everything.
But it doesn't mean that that's my way is the right way.
Right.
And it's so infrequent where I meet someone and I go, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I've done my research on. This is what I give a shit about.
Yep.
And then someone else goes, but what about this? And most of the time it's like, you don't fucking give a fuck. You don't know what you're talking about. So, but you and Bruce are absolutely in that equation. And it's, for me, again, I have so much to learn from you. Like, being a drink factory, churning out things as fast as I possibly can. Doing the in and out. Here's your tab. Here's your fucking ticket. Yep. That's not, I have so much to learn from you because your aspect of bartending is so different from mine.
Sure.
And we work in the same place
Right.
with many of the same people.
Right.
And I have tried to be as fast as physically possible, as efficient as physically possible. And, you know, you do all that, and I smash all these fucking drinks, and I, you know, get all these kids in, and my fucking numbers are equal to or less than what you bring in. And the wonderful thing about that is, like, here's one path, my path, and here's your path, which is
Right.
a different path, and it's completely different.
Right.
And it's, when I first showed up, it was frustrating.
Yes, I know, and I know it was, because you're like, what am I
And
going to do with this?
I didn't get it,
No, I know.
but I was an idiot.
And
I was an idiot child.
you're not even an idiot, and I know that you like your things the way that you like your things, which is 100% respectable.
Like the limes is, you know, no big deal.
So I don't cut limes anymore.
That's great.
If you're going to walk in, you're
That's
just going to
fucking-
dump all the shit out anyways. But half the time, I didn't even cut the limes. It was the old men in the
Sure.
morning that opened up. So I'm like, I'm just going to work off this.
Right.
And you're like, everyone sets their bar up differently. You
Right.
have your own specific way, and you're very good
Right.
at it, and you're efficient. Perfect.
To some degree. But I have so much to learn from people that do things differently than me. And my aspect of when I originally came in was work as fast as possible.
Yep.
Everyone has a drink. After everyone has a drink, after everyone has food, after everyone is taken care of, they got napkins, they got ranch, they got ketchup, they got
Sure.
mustard.
That is like,
Maybe I can say hi to a guy.
but
And
you
that's-
learn how to, I can say hi along the way. And the thing is, nobody's ever going to get mad when you say, excuse me, I need to go handle this. Because they understand they are the same as the other person. Am I going to spend 20 minutes with you? Or I go, could you give me a moment?
Right.
I need to walk away. Nobody gets irritated because they are that same person.
Sure.
They don't want to be the person sitting down there waiting for me when I'm having a 20-minute conversation with somebody up here.
Right.
And that has been some bartenders around here.
Sure.
But nobody has a problem going, I'll be right back.
Hang on, I'll be right back. But you're like, and I remember when it was you were doing Sundays and then you're doing every other Sundays.
Yeah.
And as I started to get more and more involved in bar operations, and you look at the numbers, like, Lindsay's here, Lindsay's not here. Lindsay's here, she's not here. And the fucking numbers that this place brings in are astronomically different when you're here. Because you can make a couple of phone calls and you can fill every fucking seat that we have right now.
I have great relationships, and they're great
Yes,
people.
because
And
you've been
then-
doing it for a long time.
Yes.
I can make 5 people show up, maybe. And I'm trying to get better at it, but what I'm saying is, like, your mastery of this profession is so different than with the aspect that I dove into originally.
Nobody comes to this bar to get drunk.
Right.
They come in for the music, for the socialization, for the familiar face. And I think one of my biggest things always was I get my girls coming in.
Right.
And they won't come in if they don't feel comfortable.
Sure.
And they know damn well that I will have their back 110%. And the more girls are in here, the more guys will be in here.
Sure.
And it's
What you do is amazing, and up until very, very, very recently, I didn't fucking understand. But there was a long period of time where I understood that what you do works,
yep.
but I didn't understand why.
Sure.
And this COVID shutdown,
Helped you a bunch.
yeah, like I'm making that bridge of being a fucking robot that
Sure.
insert cocktail here. Here's your ticket. I'm
Yeah.
trying to become a more personable person, but it wasn't how I was raised. It wasn't how I lived my life. But there's so much to learn from people like you.
No, but I felt really bad a bunch of times.
Well, it's not people like you. It's literally you. There isn't people like you. There's actually you.
Just me.
It's you.
That makes me feel good. But I would
I
feel
hope so.
bad
That's
on
why you're
days
here.
where I'd show up and everyone's like, Matt's here, I'm leaving. I'm like, well, no, Matt's a good guy.
No.
But it was just a...
That's
different-
you. You can fill this place. You have always filled this place, and you do always fill this
I
place.
love my people.
And it like
and everyone needs to feel special every time they come in here. And I do actually care about them. A lot of them I text during the week.
Right.
But everyone comes in for a reason.
Sure.
What's your reason?
Right.
Let me feel special. Be special.
You have mastered that craft, which
I
is a
love
craft
people.
that I didn't know existed, that I didn't know that you could master, and the personal connection thing is like that
You're
has
attracted to it.
always been my weak spot, but
Not now.
I'm getting better at it,
You are getting way better at it.
but it's still my weak point, and I know that, but was never a skill set that I even understood that you could learn. And
Sure.
it's wonderful to be here with you. And, we don't work together. We work side by side, or I relieve you. And,
Right.
But it's amazing. What you do
It is great.
is fucking magic, and this place is fucking magic, and it's wonderful, and it's brilliant, and you've
how
made a
it works.
career out of it, and nobody makes a career out of it. Very few people make a career out of it. And it's beautiful. and it's
Until my
wonderful.
knees go out, I'm also very smart with my money. I have investments. I've got that. But yeah, when my knees go out, though, like I don't have a retirement other than
Sure.
my home and my investments
Right.
that I've made. I will do this until the day I can't walk again
Yeah.
because I just love it and appreciate it. It's so great.
I think without you, this place would have done what everyone else did. This would have gone from pastimes to relic. It would have gone from
No.
choices to rookies.
I think you're blowing smoke up my ass right now.
I don't say things unless I mean them.
Okay, fair enough.
So,
okay.
what is the variable? Bruce, the guy that ran this place for 20 years, and it was the Wild West, like every other place in town. What survived? What persevered?
Point taken. Okay.
It's just you, dude.
No, you know what?
You've changed. You've
I
evolved.
never looked at that.
You used to smoke inside. You used to, I can't give out an ashtray. You can just put it in a can. Fucking 20 years is a long time.
I love
What
it.
has made this place? What is you are the glue? I feel bad saying Mother Hen.
No, I don't feel bad because I have chickens. I love Mother Hen. Mother Hen is...
You're the Mother Hen. You are the staple. You are the glue that keeps this place together. Like, you are the constant. Bruce is the man behind the shadows. He used to be very heavily involved.
Sure.
And then,
when you say
19
when
years
you say
ago?
Mother Hen, that's kind of a good thing because I've had coworkers call me like, this happened,
It's
happened,
you.
this happened. I'm like, okay, well, I'll fix it. I'll help it.
It's you, dude. You are the constant.
That's
you
awesome.
are.
That, you know what, Matt? That is a really high compliment that you just gave me.
Well, that was the point. That was
No, but it's a compliment.
We're in an hour and a half. And
Oh my
this,
God. Okay, we're done.
This is no, we're not done. This is one of the points that I wanted to make. It's like it's you, dude. This place is you. This place isn't me. This place is heavily influenced by Veronica and Monica. This place is heavily influenced by Leslie, the head cook.
Oh, she's fantastic.
Leslie's a
She's amazing.
a gift from the stars. She's bananas. But what is the constant? It's you. It's literally you.
Never thought about it that way.
How?
I just never thought about it that way.
Well, I'm going
Like,
to throw it in your face. It's you, dude. You're the one. People have come and gone. 3 years, 5 years, 12 years.
Yeah.
You know? I've seen a little bit of it. It's you, dude. You are the
Well,
constant.
That's
And the weekend days are like invariably successful.
we have fun. We're great people.
You have fun. It's not we. I'm not here during the fucking day. It's you, dog. Can't give me this credit for this shit. I show up. The kids are gonna come in at late at night on Friday or Saturday night. No matter what I do,
Sure.
it's irrelevant. I have so much to learn from you, and it's not people like you. It's not people in your status.
Well,
it's literally.
if you're going to continue
YOU.
doing this, then you need to just bring your night people up into day people, and
Sure.
And I've learned there are things that just don't work.
Right.
Like, we don't play rap. We don't
Sure.
do heavy metal. It's a hard no. I'll give you your money back. I'll buy your drink. Get out. If you're gonna yell at me, we're
Right.
just not doing that. It's a good time for everyone.
Do you want another one?
No.
We can do
Not
one
right
more.
now. Oh, we can do one more.
We can do one more.
All right.
Maybe a Smirnoff and a peanut butter. Yeah, hell yeah. Let's do it. We're turning up, dude.
We've changed shifts.
Yeah. Yeah. That's you, Doug.
No, it's
You are the anchor. You are the fucking glue of this place. I'm really glad that we decided to drink.
But I also need you as well. And here's the thing that even as many years that I've been with Bruce, him and I butt heads so much the first couple of years.
That's because you have valid points.
Not butted heads, but me coming in, and when I first started, I was 22. I'm like, hey, how about we get a Jaeger machine? He's like, fuck Jägermeister. This is never gonna fucking say it. So I brought up again. Hey, can we get the Jaeger machine? It was like $110 at the time. He's like, fuck that. But I was selling so much Jägermeister. I'm like, we need the Jaeger machine. And at that point, that was when Jaeger Red Bull was the hit.
Sure.
Took a whole bunch of like, can we? And then he comes in one day, he's like, how about we get a Jaeger machine? I'm like, what a great fucking idea. And then we sold so much Jägermeister, he was buying it by the cases. He was, he actually got complimented by the delivery company going, you're buying more Jägermeister than anybody else in the area. Same thing with the Crown Royal. We were buying Crown Royal by the case for the Washington apples.
Yeah.
And the distributor was like, hey, you're buying more Crown Royal than anybody else. I'm like, wow, man, good thing you thought of that. But that was back when Bruce was also a little sassy. Different guy. So having you here gets things more done. But you and I can work together 110%. And we got this place.
You're very kind with your words.
No, I can be a bitch.
Sure. And that's, why I like
you
it.
haven't seen me on my bitchy sides, really. Well, maybe. Maybe moments.
Maybe moments.
Oh, there was that one day. But, no, you, I respect you. I think you're great. I think we got a good thing going on.
I really appreciate that. It's very meaningful because I have so much to learn from you who have mastered a craft and taken this craft in a different direction than myself. Like I said, I do a thing and I do it passionately and I give a shit. And it's because I do so much research and I put so much effort into a thing.
Yeah.
It's very infrequent when someone comes through and says, yeah, you're doing a thing, but here's a different way to do it.
Right.
It's really, really, really infrequent. And
the people are intriguing.
We're running the same place, the same building, the same establishment.
Just in a different way.
Really different ways.
Well, because I need to learn. I look at people, I'm like, okay, what is it that makes you, do I need to, my biggest thing is, if I don't tell you, you don't know it. That's my whole life philosophy.
Sure.
If I don't tell you, you won't know it.
Sure.
So when somebody comes to work with me, I feel like I'm going to tell you and you know it. But they're like, well, I was trained this way and this way and this way. I'm like, okay, that's fine, but we all have our different ways of doing things, they're not that different.
Right. Minor tweaks.
Minor tweaks. But I talk to people more of like hey, how about we do it this way versus you're like, just do it this way and that way and the other way. But you've been better about it.
I'm trying, and it's...
No, but like,
I'm not used to being outclassed, which is the arrogant reality, is I'm not used to being outclassed.
Okay. Well, you're Aries. You want to be good at everything.
Ah, fuck off.
No, I'm
Here
saying.
we go, back to the Aries thing.
You want to be good at
But-
everything. I am good at everything. Is there anything that you're bad at?
Yes.
Okay. What are you bad at?
It's taken me a long time to realize it.
What can you not do, or what are you bad at?
I'm trying to be better at making connections with people here. I'm
Okay.
trying to be better at more understanding of people's different perspectives. Like, here's a way that I know how to do it. This works.
Sure.
And for a long time, it was like, here's how you fucking do it. You didn't do it that way. What are you, a fucking idiot? This is how you fucking do it. That's not reality. And
Correct.
that's a great way to make a disconnect with people.
Correct.
So what I try to do now is, this is how I do it. This is what works for me. This doesn't work for other people. And different people have a different perspective.
Yep.
But I'll show you this way. And you can learn from me, learn from Lindsie, learn from Monica, learn from everybody that's here.
Everyone has their own ways. Yeah.
Everyone has, and that makes working here is so tough because you have to learn my limes and your limes and Marissa's limes and Monica's limes and all the silliness and all the shenanigans, and you have to be understanding. You have to be loose, and you have to
But you
go
also
with
have,
the flow.
But you also have to know, like, I can be bad at something, or I
Right.
can't do this, I can't do that.
We're also not surgeons. Like
No, we're arguing about a flipping lime.
Marlene the other
Right.
day was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry if the limes." It's like, dude, if I take all of your limes and I throw them in the fucking trash, nobody's life is on the line.
Right.
Like, it's all good, man.
Right.
I just take
Right.
it and I throw it in the fucking
Right,
garbage and I do it again.
But even Blake yesterday, he goes, I've never worked in a bar that is so easy with throwing away their fruit.
Right.
I'm like, everyone has their own things.
Sure.
We've got our own stuff, but
Sure.
But I think as a person, what are you really bad at? Is there anything that you're bad at? Like,
Yes.
I'll tell you right now that
Yeah.
or things that you're not bad at or you cannot do. I cannot, to save my life, use an electric can opener. I can do anything
That's
at a
it.
time.
That's your Achilles heel.
And I cannot barbecue, ribs.
Right.
But you put me on a desert island with an electric can opener and some cans,
Huh.
I will starve.
Okay.
But I can train a horse. I can play poker. I can do anything else.
Right.
And be good at it because I'm just like you. I'm going to be good at. I'm going to research it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be good at it. And I'm either going to prove or disprove this theory of something. Yeah.
I have a lot of faults. I have a long list of faults.
Really?
Oh,
Is it because
100%.
you're so critical in yourself?
That's probably a big part of it. But also, I think that part of it is that I'm open-minded. And
Which is a great thing.
there was a long period of my life where I was thinking that this is my way and nobody cares more than I do.
Sure.
How can you possibly be better than me because you do not put as much time and effort into the thing that I'm
You're
putting into?
passionate about.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which is a fault and also a pro. But
Absolutely.
the magic of this place is, like, I did that. It didn't work. Didn't vibe. It's not successful. It has some success, but, like, there's so much to learn from. My best example is, like I said, it is you. The way that we run the bar is so different.
Yes.
And the way that you run the bar, I have to consistently remind myself, and I'm trying to incorporate in my life, is it's a better way to run the bar. It's more personable. It's more long-term. It's more effective. If 17 people come in here and they all order different cocktails, I smash them out in,
Sure.
5 minutes, no big deal.
Right.
What does that gain you? Everybody has a drink.
Sure.
Do they come back tomorrow? Why would they come back tomorrow? Because they got the drink soon?
Hey.
Do they
what's
know
your
me?
name?
Do they know my name?
What's
Do
your
they
name?
give a shit
How
about
you
me?
doing today? Blah, blah.
Right.
But again, this is also going to change in the years that we're going to be doing this together because
I don't want it to change
I don't
from
want
what
to,
you guys
I don't
are
want to
doing.
change one bit. But at some point, it's going to change. Your night crew is going to be my day crew, or my nighttime customers will be
Right.
my daytime customers, and I've got to relearn them. But this is a social place, is
Right.
what it is.
It's a social gathering hub. And I don't know if worried is the right word, but I feel like I'm making changes mentally because I'm understanding now the difference between night and day.
Yeah.
Like before I was like, I don't want to work days. I don't want to hang out with 25
Right.
people. I want
I
to
don't-
work as hard as I can, as fast as I can. I want to be sweating, slinging ice, slinging fucking
Yep.
drinks.
There you go with your nighttime. I don't want to.
Right. And at first I was like, I don't get it. This, like, she doesn't want to work. She's not doing her thing. This is the way. That's not accurate. It's a different environment.
Completely.
And now
different
I've
environment.
understood that, and now I'm right on that precipice. I'm on the peak of the fucking mountain where it's like, do I want to keep slinging drinks as fast as I can? or do I want to start segueing into now? I'm at the point now where I understand and I respect and I envy the daytime bartending. It's a different game.
It is a different game.
I get it. I get it. I finally get it. And it only took me 5 years here. 5 years here, 7 years total to finally fucking understand that.
It is a different game.
It's a different game.
And it's not always even for men, which is what we were talking about earlier.
Sure.
Sometime the morning guys, they're like, they just want to
Sure.
smile.
Meet gays.
Right. They don't want the guys. Like, I get so much shit over what dress I wear that day.
Of course.
They're like, you're wearing a muumuu. I'm like, it's not a muumuu. Like, I don't wear muumuus. I'm not a
What do you weigh, 100 pounds? You can't wear a muumuu.
A little bit more than that. Thank you, Matt. But no, but I wear dresses. They're like, but Torpy's like,
Of course.
I
Torpy.
watch. Oh yeah, he knows every gal's butt from Gulf. He wants me in yoga
He
pants
does.
every day.
He wants you in pasties and nothing else.
That's it.
Fair.
But I really enjoy how you and I can work together so well, because I'll bring something up to you and you'll be like, okay, and then you'll come back to me and like, okay, maybe we make this work. Like, even though our last employee, Nicole, I was like, she's not gonna fucking work. I don't like her. It's not working.
Right.
And then we talked about it and it was like, well, she's only trained. I'm like, okay, only trained 2 days, and now she's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
But
And that, again, is another analogy for the magic of this place. Is like,
yeah.
what you do and what I do is two different businesses, but we do it at the same business with many of the same people. And for me to learn that my way is not the right way and that oftentimes your way is the right way, and like for us to work
Vice versa.
together,
No.
like, how often do you find that where you find two people that are doing the same thing but different, and you can kind of connect? It's kind of beautiful.
It is. And we both do a good job at what we do, but you do this way so much better than I could ever do. I could never.
I don't know about that. You did what I did, though.
I did it, but
You're
now
short selling yourself because
Oh,
you did
no,
what I did
I
and you
did it,
progressed.
but my tolerance level is at 0, so I would be a terrible.
You know how I look at it? I look at it as that you were me and you did what I do.
Yes,
Yeah, but then you got smart.
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And I enjoy it
I'm
every
still
day.
stubborn. I'm still stubborn. You did this. You were me.
I was you.
You were running the fucking nights. You were fucking
was.
slinging drinks as fast as you could.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then you got wise.
And went, I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
How about I do this now?
But why? Because you're fucking smart. Because you learned. Because you put time in the trenches.
No.
And I'm at the point where it's like, when I first signed up, I didn't get it. I was like, I don't understand what this chick is doing. Doesn't make any fucking sense. How could you possibly want to work days? And now I'm at the point where it's like, oh, fuck, I get it.
If you steal my fucking job, I
No.
will stab you
What?
in the face with
Dog.
a dull knife. No, you're not taking my job, okay? No,
I couldn't take it if I wanted it.
Unless you killed me.
Well, then you would not exist. That's a hard thought experiment.
Yeah, really. No.
Wow. If you
So,
fucking
yes,
went away,
you-
this
so,
this
yes,
place
you-
would
you
suffer
were me.
excruciatingly.
No, because then you would be me.
Shenanigans.
Hey,
You're short
the
selling
o-
yourself, dude.
The only place that I would ever go is back to North Dakota because stuff here sucks a little bit.
California's a hard state. But I hope that you're joking. I think that you're joking, but you literally and honestly, truly cannot be replaced. Nobody could fill your shoes,
That is such a huge compliment, Matt.
do the numbers that you do, and fill the seats that you fill. And it's not because of your, and I don't want to, I'm not shitting on you. It's not that you can't make drinks quickly. You can. I've seen you in action.
Yeah.
You're professional. But you have progressed past the, here's a drink, next.
Sure.
I haven't. And I've been doing it for 7 years. 7 years is a long time to do something. To understand that you are just learning that what you're doing is only half of the game.
It is.
You're a fucking wizard, dude. You are a master of your craft.
I
What
love
is it?
people.
10,000 hours or something makes you a master of your craft?
Oh, I don't know.
10
How-
years
how
or
would I-
15 years?
I don't know. Are you really a master?
There's some
I'm
sort
not a
of
master.
there's some sort of equation
You
between
guys have
apprentice.
I'm not a master of my craft.
Shenanigans. I'm calling shenanigans. Bullshit.
I love people is I think my biggest thing. I love people and I'll make it work. And even if I don't know what I'm making, they ask me something, I'm like, well, what's in it? Or give me a moment, I'll look it up.
Right.
It's people. It's learning people, and people are so intriguing. They're so great. And they're also
That's the game.
bonkers and weird or lovable
Right.
or you have to love people. You could probably we could go up there right now and you could make me a whole bunch of drinks. I don't even flipping know what they are. It's good.
For what?
Right on.
For what? We got 2 people at table 6. We got Rye Bread, his girl,
Oh, I can tell you what everybody in this house is probably drinking
Albert,
right now.
Nick. Right, and that's the thing is like,
And I can tell you what they did last weekend.
and that
And
is the
that's
disconnect.
why it's a thing. Is how was your day?
Sure. What you do is so different from what I do,
Yeah.
and I have so much to learn from you.
You got this.
You're on the mastery level of this sailed ship. I'm on the apprentice level. Like you have to, learn drinks, learn your pour counts, learn this. Is he a dick? You short? Is he drunk? You short pour
But
him?
again, that's you corporate.
Is he good?
That's
Is he
you
happy?
corporate.
But at this point, I'm running out of excuses because I've been here longer than I've been at corporate.
Okay.
But I'm learning that, like, when I first started, it was like, yeah, this guy's a fucking bag of dicks, and he's mean, and he's angry, but he gets 1.5 ounces in his cocktail.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, this guy's kind of nice. Maybe I'll give him a little bit more. Oh, this guy's wasted.
I mean, not
But
put anything in there.
I came from corporate, and it was like, yeah, he's a drunk asshole. He gets 1.5 ounces. For what? You're not doing that guy any favors.
No, or yourself.
Right.
Any favors.
And I remember one
It's only
scenario
gonna cause
where
problems.
a guy came in, he was wasted, and I gave him 1 beer. He drank half of that beer, and he wound up throwing glass bottles of barbecue sauce at my manager. It was this big ordeal, and they audited me. They go, how much did you serve him? What did he eat? And it was this big process, and I was like, this guy drank 1/2 of 1 IPA, and it was like, I was under the fucking laser beam radar of like, you overserved him. This is your fault. And it was like, dude, I gave this.
Yeah.
And it's all on camera, but it was like, that's the game that you're playing. And when you're making cocktails, it's a little bit different than pouring beers, because I gave him a 22-ounce beer, he
Sure.
drank half of it.
Sure.
But like, someone comes in, and I was just talking to a girl the other night. She goes, yeah, you never cut me off. And I go, I cut you off. She goes, no, you didn't. I go,
They
yeah.
don't really, now that's.
Yes,
you
I
don't-
did.
You don't ever tell them the secret, Matt. That's part of the thing. You don't tell them that you.
We're having a
short-pour
good
them.
time. We're pretty close. And
I
she,
know, but
you
you
know,
don't-
she's like, you never. And I go, but I've given you drinks that it wasn't drinks.
Wasn't drinks.
And she goes, no, you didn't. And I was like, you're right. Okay.
So all you did that moment was make her leery of you. It's like
Sure.
poker.
You have to
don't
look out
tell-
for
You
people.
don't tell them the secret. You absolutely look out for people 100%,
Right.
but you don't tell them you did it.
Sure.
Because now they're like, is there booze in there? It's
Right.
like playing poker. Like, I'm not going to tell you what I got, but no,
But
you are
it's
absolutely
it's
looking out
that
for
game
people.
like we're selling a dangerous or a poisonous substance, and we have to look out for people. And some people don't have their best interest in mind, and it's like it's a gamble. It's the give and the take. It's so complicated, and there's so much to it, and I didn't fucking know any
we're
of that.
actually selling a good time is what we're doing. Is
Right.
we're selling a good time.
Right.
We're not doing anybody a favor by overpouring them.
Absolutely.
Ever. Not once. And just like you said, you weren't giving her any booze.
Right.
You didn't charge her for any of it either.
No, of course
Right,
not.
because
It's
you're like,
fucking
no, of course not.
Sprite and tonic. You're fine. You don't. I'm not.
We've
That's
had
not
some
going on the tab.
bartenders here in the past that will pour no booze and just charge things up so that their sales
Yeah,
come up.
that's not fair.
It happens. But I want to take care of you. I don't want you to
Sure.
go and get in a car wreck. I don't want
Right.
you to have a bad time.
You have to come back.
I want you to come back. I'm not doing you any favors by giving you a double.
Right.
I want you to have 3 drinks, not 1,
Right.
and be on your ass.
Sure.
Let's have a good time.
And
Let's
that's
be people.
that's the balance and the dance that like you have mastered, and I still have so much to learn. And it's
But you're dealing with a much different creation of kids right now than I ever
Sure.
dealt with, which is huge because when I was doing it when I was 22, they were all my peers, they were my friends, we all went to high school together. You're dealing with a whole bunch of millennials and what's the other one? Generation X, is that the next
sure.
one?
Gen X, Gen Z.
Where you have a whole bunch of entitled kids coming here thinking they can just be jerks
Right.
and I got mommy and daddy's credit card. Maybe I'm wrong, but they're just entitled.
You're not wrong.
and you can't.
But to be able
you
to
can't
tell,
reason with anybody.
yeah, to be able to tell people no is huge. And it's funny too, like being here every now and then I'll go downtown. And I go downtown, and I'm surrounded by like 4 people that I've banned from this place.
I don't go downtown anymore
Yeesh.
because every time I walk in, they all want to campaign.
It's so bad.
Because I 86 them all. So I walk in, and it's like I want to get out of here, but I go downtown, and it's a
Right.
campaign. Like, can I? I'm like,
Yeah.
I just wanted to come have a drink at
Right.
a different bar, and they're like, but Linz, can we? I'm like, no, you're
Right.
still 86th. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
It's a funny place, man. It's a magical place, and
I enjoy working with you, and
appreciate that.
think that we both have our own. We
I have so much to learn from you. I
you
have
also-
learned.
but I have things that I have to learn from you if I were to ever do a night shift, which I don't ever in my lifetime ever want to do again, unless somebody's sick. I would come do it. I've only done 2 Taco Tuesdays.
Not worth it.
Yeah, and both of them.
crazy.
I'm like wasting my time.
Yeah. That's nice to hear, but the moral of the story is like you are the wizened wizard. You are the master craftsman. And I have a lot to learn from you. And I do, and I continue to. And I think that it's a sliding scale for me because I've always known that, and I continue to learn and understand that on an increasingly steady basis. Like, what you do can't really be taught what you do can't be taught in a short-term basis.
No.
What you do and what you have learned is long-term, like it's knowledge and wisdom. And there's that from you, and there's that from Bruce, and then everything else is who you gonna learn it from. Who's been doing it for 10 or more years, or double that, or triple that?
Yeah.
Not a lot of people.
No. But
You're
I enjoy
awesome.
it. But I enjoy every minute of it.
Yeah, and you rock it.
I don't mind coming to work.
You
every day.
absolutely fucking rock it, and you kill it, and you bring people in, and you have your crowd, and you have your, you have your everything. You've carved out a magical little slice of life in a magical little establishment.
Yeah.
But it's you, man. This is really this place. I think this place is you. I think that Bruce is a large factor. And I have to give him credit for being malleable of running a dive bar for 20 years and then changing it over. But who made it? Who's still here?
Thank you.
It's
for
you,
saying
dude.
that.
It's literally you. That's it. There was a couple others. Where are they? They're gone.
Yeah.
It's you.
Thank you.
It's you, dude. You don't have to thank me. You're fucking
No,
amazing.
No, but
What you have done is
nobody-
fantastic.
Nobody's ever said that to me, which that's huge for me. Like I almost want to cry right now because hearing it, thinking in my brain is one thing, but actually hearing it from somebody is huge.
That's good.
doesn't make
That's the
any
point
sense.
of this. It doesn't make sense. That's the point of this is
Yeah.
I'm the young gun, and I feel like I've put time and effort into it.
I'm the old gal.
You're not an old gal.
I am.
You got a couple of years on me. But you are the fucking glue, man. This is about you. This place is largely here because of you. And the fucking transitions that you've 19 years? I've been here 5 years. This place is completely different.
Right.
6 months ago, this place is fucking different.
No, right.
We used to have
right.
90 people in here. Wasn't a big deal. Some fucking goofballs dressed in costumes with a band. That shit's gone.
Right.
Who fucking knows, man? You could, slinging ashtrays and no beers on tap. You made it.
Yeah.
That's
No,
a pretty small
it's a
percentage of
great
people
place,
that do that.
And I'm really glad that I can work with somebody like you as well, who's very
I'm just being nice.
no, but you're honest. And the one thing that I appreciate more than anybody in this world is be genuine. You are a genuine person.
Right or wrong?
Right or
I
wrong,
try to be genuine.
You're genuine.
Sure.
And I have problems with anybody who's not genuine. Don't look me in the eye and lie to me.
Right.
Be genuine. I might agree, disagree, whatever, but if you're genuine, I can't or won't take it offensively.
That's fair.
Be genuine.
I think we've
And
gotten along really well because of that. Like, we
we're
are
both
so
genuine
different,
people.
and we are very different. And like I said, I'm trying to learn, but I don't know what your perspective on me is. Like, this fucking kid shows up and he does everything different. He's everything strange.
No, I
But-
just learned to do it because you're genuine. I was like, okay, he's going to change the limes anyways. We're just not going to cut anymore. He's going to change the water, so we're just not going to change the water. And you come in, and I didn't want to look like a slacker, like we didn't do this.
No.
But I'm like, but you're going to change it anyway, so
Right.
therefore, how about
Sure.
I don't do... I'm an Aries as well, and you want to go back to that. I'm not going to organize my day because you're just going to do it your way anyways, which is fine. Everyone has their own way to do things.
Sure.
If you ever worked with me, I keep all the bottles up top so I haven't been
Right.
over 1,000
Yeah.
times. And everyone who borrowed backs, they tried to put them back. Like,
Right.
I don't want to bend
Leave
over
them out.
1,000 times. As long as he's here,
That was
get
the-
Captain Morgan up here.
The biggest lesson for me was like, I'm so structured. Jameson goes here, Jack goes there,
Yep.
fucking triple sec goes there, and I'm like, why did she fucking leave the bottles out? But again, it only took me fucking 5 years to pull my goddamn head out of my own ass.
I don't want
You're
to bend
smarter
over
than me.
1,000 times.
You're smarter than me.
They're sitting here, the bottle sits here. Let's just make it happen.
In so many ways, you're smarter than me.
Well, and it's also subliminal because, again, I like people and I was almost going to be a teacher, so I took psychology classes. If that bottle is front and center in front of their face, they're more likely to have one more.
See, that's a thing that I have, until this very second, never considered.
Okay, it's manipulating people to do what you want. And
Sure.
Not that I'm sitting here manipulating people, but it's just like me playing poker. I
Right.
am making you do what I want you to do without you thinking that I made you do that. If that
That's
makes
awesome.
sense.
Absolutely
I
does.
completely manipulated you.
Yeah.
And I'm not the bad guy.
That's another thing I never considered. Leave it out.
If it's sitting there,
Let it hang out.
they're like, oh.
Yeah, take another one. Master of your craft, dude.
Well, and if you come in and go, hey, I'm going to go to dinner. I've got $100 in my pocket. I'm like, I'm going to get all $100 out of your pocket.
That's mine.
I will make it happen.
You're amazing, dude. And
I
I
love you.
appreciate you, and I'm so grateful to have worked beside and underneath you and to learn
And we're
from
going to
you.
do this for many, many years together, I'm sure.
I hope so.
You're great, Matt.
You're the fucking glue. I'm the new guy. I've only been here 5 years, so cheers to you, dude. Thank you for doing the podcast, and I'm so grateful to have learned from you.
Thanks
And
for
I will
having me.
continue to learn from you. It's not going to change. I still have so much to learn. I'm trying to be open-minded. Go easy on me. I know I'm a fucking tough bastard, but
You've been really, really
I'm trying.
working on things.
I am working on things.
No, not working on things, but I've seen that your attitude has been
I'm
so much
trying.
better towards
Yeah.
new people. I love it.
I have a lot to learn from a lot of people, and this place is magic, and I think that you are the root of this place, and this place is magical, and you are magical, and this place and you together is. That's why it's still here. It doesn't make any fucking sense. This place should have been dead and gone a long time ago. Shouldn't have survived. Shouldn't have made the transition.
That's very nice for you to say that.
You
And
fucking
I,
did
I
it.
never thought about it that way.
It's you, Doug.
I never thought about it.
What's the
So
constant?
thank you. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
All right. Cheers to
So
that.
I'm
Huh?
gonna walk out proud as punch. Thanks for
I hope so.
spiking my ego.
All right. You want to edit that? You got anything to throw out to the world or the ether?
No,
Okay.
I have no kind.
Perfect. We'll just end it at that. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it.